what the hell happened in BMX? June. Shout out to Dale. Shout out to Source. Everyone who supports the podcast. Thanks for having me back. I've been absent for like 3 weeks now.
Well, we've been absent as a podcast for a couple of weeks too, so apologies.
Yeah.
We have Brian Kaczynski here. Thank you for joining us.
Kaczynski's in the house.
Huge pleasure. We all make, so Brian is 8 minutes from me, and you are 8 minutes from me in the other direction, sort of. So we make a cute little triangle.
I never timed it, but I like how you...
You told me 8 minutes, and I was like, I looked at the clock one time. I got in my car when I was driving there, and I was like, yeah, it's about 8 minutes.
About 8 minutes, all right. Maybe I have timed it. Just
as a crow flies, I'd be like 5 minutes from here, but there's like a mountain and a lake in the way. So.
Yeah, it's true.
I was like, damn, like, oh, it took me, I don't know, I think 11 minutes or whatever. But
all right.
Close enough, though. You live in the neighborhood now.
Yeah, it'll be 8 once I figure out all the lines. Because I just took the Google line, you know, you gotta, once you figure out the local lines, then you're good.
You'll be ripping over here.
I'll be 7-8 minutes. I'll be here every episode.
Hell yeah, I'm not mad about that.
You guys have it hasn't been that big of a break, though. You hit the Thai podcast, which
that was
awesome.
On the 20th, I think.
So there's still been some there.
Yeah, I guess we did all right, but it feels that way.
For being gone for so long, getting a podcast in is
true.
Not easy.
And I tried to do a Behringer one in Salt Lake, and the scheduling just didn't work out. So it was a little bit bummed. But yeah, same as always. Break it down as news. We got industry, product, miscellaneous stuff, events that happen, events that are coming, videos, and then Instagram stuff, and any random tangents in between. I think we're going to try and keep it condensed.
We always try.
Cheers
to Dale's.
Yeah.
Miss these things. Been drinking.
I'm going to go straight to editing tonight. Got the NA.
All right. Go straight to sleeping. Doing the real thing.
So kick it off. Highlights, the Hall of Fame inductees. We were a little torn if we had discussed this or not, but I know we discussed voting. But Mike Polson, Greg Romero, Brian Skura, Kathy Hanna, Eddie Roman, and Kevin Robinson. I think in our audience, these are the two right here that would resonate the most. Ironically, K-Rob Jr. got to San Diego today. I kind of wanted to discuss it with him yesterday. Yes,
but we got to ride with him today.
Yeah, and so super cool for K-Rob to be mentioned to that capacity, and
he deserves it, man.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Yeah, I'll do it.
Legend.
Yeah, and just the fact that they do this, I mean, it's so special to BMX. And anyone who's ever been to the Hall of Fame or the facility in Tulsa, or if you're anywhere near Tulsa and you get a chance to go there, definitely check it out, because what they're doing over there at USA BMX and what Gork has put together with that museum, it's just, you walk in there and, I mean, I was geeking out the whole time, but you're like, wow, this whole thing is kind of what BMX needs.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And the public can just roll on in?
I believe so. I think they have certain hours, and they may vary but yeah, I guess check their website. But yeah, I think you can just roll on in whenever.
Yeah.
Sick.
Very cool.
Any win I'll ever get, that feeling you get the minute you pull that trick, there's nothing that can replace that. And that's why I ride a bike. And it's nice to just remind myself of that, having a year like I did.
So he said, like, basically the tricks trump the contest runs, and I just thought this happened upon this clip today on Mavro's channel, and I sent it to Gork, and I was like, I know you probably have this clip already, but like,
Just to hang up from like 6 feet out of the vert ramp, like he made it look kind of chill. That is so crazy.
He's
6 feet to his hip.
Yeah. He literally at some point in the interview he goes, shout out to working out.
Yeah, seriously, like that was a femur breaker right there. That was insane.
One of the best vert contests of all time.
Yeah, I'm psyched. All this year I've been battling a shoulder injury, and I'm getting serious.
Yeah, so it goes on, but it's a super super cool video.
I miss K-Rob, and I miss this whole gladiator crew of vert riders that used to just destroy Dew Tour and X Games. Like, that was so sick, man. I'm glad I got to live through that and watch so many of those contests.
Yeah, it's almost hard to describe, because they really were like superheroes, like gladiators, like you said. I mean, the vert in general is gnarly, but how competitive they were with each other and how hard they were pushing each other, and just you have to be strong-headed and strong-willed to just ride vert like that, period. But them competing, in the heat of the moment like that was a beautiful thing, a scary thing also.
That video is amazing. It's like a 20-minute like mock TV show that Mavro, I guess, filmed for fuel, but didn't know if they'd want it originally, and then he kind of just put his own humor on it. So it is really cool, and you get to hear these dudes like speak super candidly and just like unafraid of like pissing people off, it seems like, and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's stuff that you don't really get today, you know.
Yeah,
there's like real...
Mavro just put that on his YouTube channel.
I think it's a little bit old, but I will go ahead before I.
Mavro has a really good YouTube channel for anyone who BMX nerds out there want to see some good old stuff.
I don't know what is happening. What is playing?
Sounds like some cassette rolling down the hill.
I have some other music here. All right.
I love that quote, or kind of the gist of what K-Rob was saying in that video too, because it's so true. You can be having the worst session, worst day, whatever, worst month, worst year, and that one trick, that like when you get that one trick done or something that you're sweating, it can just like turn everything around.
Yeah.
And that's just the essence of BMX. You know, like when he mentions that, you're like, oh, no matter what type of BMX you ride, you can relate to that, you know, and that's pretty awesome.
And then we discussed last month about the Brooklyn Banks reopening, and they officially did it this time. So there's this clip that Glenn put together that kind of summed it up pretty well. Just a full ceremony with the mayor there, and it was like, from outside looking in, it's like it never... Like all the same people are there almost, you know, like it's Ed, it's Vinny, it's Tyrone, it's fucking, it's all those people that you.
It is so sick because this is like, this being gone for so long, such a shame.
Yeah.
But now that it's back, it's going to, like these same guys are there that were there 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but it's going to grow a whole new group of riders.
Yeah.
Because that spot is so good and it's such a fun place to hang out. Like,
it's sick that
so
it's just a sanctioned spot now.
Yeah, that rail's never going to have stoppers on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to go there.
I'll have to ask Glenn, but I'd love to know the details of like that event. Did they all have to get like background checks or searched or whatever?
Yeah,
because there's not like that many people there. But then the mayor, so I'm sure the mayor rolls deep with security and all that stuff.
Doesn't look like it though, yeah.
That's rad.
It's crazy because I remember when they said they were going to shut it down, and it was like, I felt like it was like 8 or 10 years, and it felt so
I think it's been shut down for
ago.
a decade.
Yeah.
I think it's been a decade.
It felt like that was so far away, and now we're here.
I rode it one time in like 2007, and every time I went back since, it's been gone.
Yeah.
Not that I go to Manhattan that much, but you always like, there's where the Brooklyn Banks were. And you're like, how are they still shut down? Like, damn, they're kind of there, you know? Like, it's just a big construction site for 10 years.
Yeah, for growing up in the Midwest, closer to New York, I'm embarrassed to say I've only ridden street there twice.
In Manhattan?
Yeah, just in New York City in general.
That's crazy.
Whereas like Los Angeles, which is double as far, I've been, a million times.
Yeah.
And all over.
I would never expect that.
So I've never ridden the Brooklyn Banks. I'm embarrassed.
Do a fun little vacation out there just to ride
go.
the Brooklyn Banks. It's an excuse to get out there now.
Touch tires on it. Have to someday.
Same vein, Panza and Black Man are hosting a jam there on the 26th, and this whole intro is amazing.
Oh, I love this. This is incredible.
He has no grips.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, where's your grips and bar ends, buddy?
We outside. You see what I just did? July 26th, you're going to see a lot of falls like this. The first Brooklyn Banks Jam hosted by Mr. Peoples 45, Mr. Anthony Panza. $2,000 cash. Come ride the Brooklyn Banks because it's back open. We got in. July 26th, I need to see people from California, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Ohio, Canada, motherfucking, what else we got? Texas, we got motherfucking,
He just trying to think of states at this point.
The roaches from your building.
I'd be struggling too, so.
When I knock on your door, July 26th, you better come outside, man. We outside this summer. Come get scarred up, do some real tricks, get some real cash. Ride your bike, get some change, cop your little beef patty and cheese. Summertime was only 2 months. It used to be 6 months back in the day. I don't know what happened. It's a positive message, a hood happy message. Yo, boss, what's smoking in? Could have brought like 4 racks, but I ain't get paid yet. You feel me, right? It's dry. We freestyling this shit.
It's perfect too because the audio makes it sound like press conference.
Yeah, it's like got the reverb.
Yeah, I love it.
I know kids is watching. Keep it rolling. We don't give a f. Hold up.
So good.
So that's gonna be amazing. Banks Jams, I went to one back in the day, and
It's
it was
gonna be
fucking amazing.
Black Man and Panza hosting it.
Yeah. All right, that's
July
it for
26th.
highlights. Yeah, I think those are valid highlights.
Yeah.
X Games League got officially announced founder athletes, Ryan Williams, Nigel Houston, and Ryan Sheckler. I believe there's supposed to be another team, another captain, whatever, founder athlete down the road too, as far as I don't know, but still a bit confused. I know a little bit more, but I'm afraid
press conferences on emails and all that.
I'm afraid to kind of regurgitate it because I feel like I'd be
try it a little bit because you do know a little bit about it, way more than me and Brian. Or do you know anything about it?
It's like traditional sports leagues meet action sports in a lot of ways, and it's only skate and BMX. It's not moto. So these guys
that sucks for moto dudes because they're kind of like a fucking core essence.
Yeah, they're core part of it for sure.
To X Games,
but these guys are gonna have a team of skaters and BMXers, and there's going to be an owner, and there's going to be a league, and you are going to follow that along, and you're going to have a team, and it's kind of like the intro to a brand new thing that is, if it works in 50 years, they'll talk about, oh yeah, the first ever X Games League.
People call this crazy or
Super Bash or whatever the name is of it. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. If you think about it now and then you go, all right, 10, 20, 30 years from now.
But what is it? Is it going to be skaters and BMXers all versing each other, or will it be like points, like a BMX contest, you get points for your team, skate contest, you get point for your team?
I think it's more like that, but I would be pretty hyped if it was actually on the same course at the same time. It would be pretty amazing if it was like a skate and BMX event all at once.
I just hope they make it so there's not too many rules and it's too confusing.
Yeah,
that's what like those normal sports are. They're pretty simple, But if they're doing this, fuck.
Yeah, I'm wondering too as far as disciplines go, because there's skate for park and there's park for skate and BMX, there's street for skate and BMX. There's not dirt obviously for skate, but
maybe they'll do vert, skate, dirt, bike.
I don't know.
I
feel like there's a lot of
questions, and then whether or not it works, because they need they need an owner to buy the team. And I heard a number, but
what?
It's
like
it's
that.
Fucking,
it's not like
it's Tesla team and stuff like that.
What? Are they going to still have real X Games? You know about that? Like how they just did Salt Lake?
I would assume so.
Because that did it seemed like this year was like the rebirth of X Games seemed sick and Salt Lake.
It was cool.
Like,
the venue was amazing. The venue was super cool, and I think the event was awesome.
It was. Minneapolis, Ventura. Like Minneapolis was like, oh my God, is X Games dying? Ventura was like, oh, it's getting kind of sick again. Then Salt Lake was like, dude, it was dope.
The first Ventura was really cool, I thought.
I didn't go to the second one.
Yeah.
The first Ventura felt more like a small dew tour compared to like an LAX Games or something. But it was better than the weird Minnesota ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the blessing with the Minnesota ones was it was indoors. So you had like
Mega Ramp
and Park being indoors, where like
anytime you're flying high, the energy in the crowd just wasn't.
It was a little stale.
That town's kind of like, it felt like a ghost town a little bit in the summer. Yeah. I don't know. It was just a huge football stadium, and there was just like
whenever you have a stadium of that size,
maybe that's what it is. The stadium's just so big,
you just can't. You can't fill that up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 100,000 people fit in there.
So right. That was the awkward part about it.
Plumbing that you got going on in there.
Anyways, X Games League, we know nothing about.
I'm all for like people trying something new, trying something different.
Say.
So why not? I mean, I'm anxious to hear the details. Would love to hear more, but
I hope they don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, but no matter what, it's a launching point. Let's say maybe it doesn't work, or there's something goofy about it. It's at least like spawns another idea that maybe does work and is rad. So
I think when you think about it in the sense of, you can watch one of those HBO 30 for 30s on some like boxing match, and I don't give a shit about boxing, but by the end of that show, I'm like, I want that dude to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important...
Comes down to the storytelling and the people documenting
exactly.
it sometimes.
And I think that's...
Because athletes are badass enough.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of what is missing. And you think about, in our world, somebody that's a fan of BMX that doesn't ride BMX is kind of odd in my head when I first think about it. And then you go, all right, but like...
Kyle Carlson? Is that who was in your head?
Turn the knife. Holy shit. Somebody
Who are you thinking of right now?
I'm talking about any
Kyle's
random,
listening right now. You know I love
any
you.
random lady or something. Yeah, whatever. Like
Any random Kyle.
Yeah, any random Kyle. All Kyles.
I think there's some personalities to still be tapped in BMX that were like we could know some of these athletes better.
Yeah.
And like you said, sometimes just
Some
telling
villains.
those stories, whatever. Yeah. Like I'm sure, and even myself.
Who came in your head on that one?
Sandoval. He's not, but he could play one pretty well. Yeah. See, he threw his bike at me
Did he?
in the contest.
On accident.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sandoval
was it that
seemed-
Bale, the
seems cool as
flare
fuck.
triple
yeah,
whip?
Sandoval is cool as fuck.
The flare triple
Yeah,
whip.
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
because everyone was crowded around obviously to take a photo and whatever.
Yeah. It got me a little bit, but I got lucky.
Nice.
He seems like a badass who's just like in the moment and like he'll tell you if like a jump sucks, we need to fix it. Like he's about it. That's what I kind of like that about him.
I mean, I like
he's
it
really
too.
about what he's doing.
I like it too, but he could be a villain. That's all I'm saying. He could be the villain. So,
Competitor.
yeah. But hopefully it does go somewhere. And I just in the same sense, I commend them for stepping outside the box, because if they're just doing X Games, it's 30 years of X Games. If they're just doing X Games 31 and then X Games 39, is it going to be around in 10 years? So do they have to evolve eventually and change the format?
I hope they kill it with this
Yeah.
and then keep growing the X Games like that Salt Lake City was, because that was cool. That reminded me of like Staples Center when
And
I
how
first
cool is
started
the
doing
crowd
it.
there?
That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying.
the crowd was like fucking nuts. Like I thought it was really cool.
They seemed about it.
Yeah.
The energy was real, and
Like,
you
they're
need that.
fucking standing up all at
I swear that's why the contest was good, because the crowds were so good.
Yeah.
There's real energy that needs to happen. That's why Minnesota was always a little bit sterile and weird, and the Japanese ones seem very sterile because there's like not very many people there. But like that Salt Lake shit was packed. Like people couldn't get in, and the people who they saw Jordan do a hanger crank backwards crook, and they went crazy for it.
Yeah.
And it was fucking sick. Like
Yeah.
they didn't need to see a backflip. Like they really were there to like see some cool stuff go down.
Totally. And that's a shout out too to just Utah and Salt Lake in general. I think I know their marketing for like their whole city or for the whole state of Utah was like State of Sport or something years ago, but they've always been all about action sports.
They showed up.
Yeah, I think obviously super strong BMX scene that we've known for generations and generations, that helps, but then also the fact that just the average person there probably likes action sports better than most.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Very cool.
Yep.
Let's
I
keep.
rode street with Rob Wise.
Did you? Yeah, I saw Rob Wise. I saw Fuzzy Hall. I saw Matt Behringer. I saw Elf walk by
saw
from a
Elf
distance.
drive
I was
by.
standing on top of a tire on a trailer or something like that.
I think I saw everyone that I would expect of legends.
Mastroni.
I didn't see. You saw Mastroni?
I saw Mastroni.
I didn't see Mike. I didn't see Aiken.
Yeah, I don't know if
He was
Aiken
probably
went.
there. Just
Yeah, maybe
sliding around.
Yeah. But I think we'll probably circle back on X Games a little bit because we have Japan, but let's keep going down the list. Rich Hirsch no longer working at Primo.
That's been a long 20 years.
Primo Stranger Tip Plus. Sorry for so a good run, but after 20 years, I'll no longer be working at Tip Plus Primo Stranger. This is probably the best spot to reach me in the future. New things in the works. In the same day, I think, Booty Groceries, aka Stefan August, also announced that he's no longer with them, and he was handling kind of social media and marketing and video projects and stuff like that. Probably had his hand in a bunch of stuff. So. Two focal points of the brands no longer there. I did hear some rumors literally in January, some deep industry shit about the distributors and manufacturers over in Taiwan and stuff like that. And I never said anything on the podcast because I wasn't sure what was true or not. But I would assume that this means that Primo and Stranger are kind of in a little holding pattern. Probably won't see much from them, is my guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like I see much of from anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's just me. People are gonna hate me for that. Another dumb thing I say on the podcast, but they seem like we've been slowly slowing down. They have some amazing riders, and when they put stuff out, it's cool, but you don't see like too many team trips or like, getting in the van and doing it like they used to. They still do their thing, and the riders that are on kill it, but that's just me from the outside looking in.
Yeah. I mean, they've been around forever, like since I started
legacy.
riding. So yeah, but I mean, Rich has also been such a backbone of that too for the longest time.
And Rich probably wants to do something that he's psyched on, and if they're not keeping up with what he wants to do, hopefully they're moving on to something that they're stoked on and bigger and better things.
Yeah, I did text Rich. He basically said the same thing. Didn't really allude to what he had going on, but he is a creator, and so I'm sure it'll be something.
Oh yeah, so everything he puts his hands in always is sick.
Yeah, hope Rich is doing good. Obviously, getting let go of a brand after 20 years, I can relate for sure. Mm-hmm. So it can be hard just mentally, and how much you
doesn't. Yeah. Did he say he got let go?
Yeah,
okay.
He did. Yeah, I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. But
new things in the work is cool though, because at least it shows that it's not just like I don't know what to do. Hit me up for work.
For him and
already
for Stefan,
working on something.
And then, but yeah, I mean, I looked at Mickey's profile. He still has Primo in there, so riders.
They got some strong ass riders, so hopefully they don't let the flame die.
Yeah,
keep the flame lit.
Ty Morrow had an Instagram thing with a claw about a tire, but it all parlayed into Ty doing a podcast finally after a couple years of asking him off and on. He finally sat down and 4 hours of Ty Morrow speaking, and he discusses that drama a bit, but more than that, he talks about the shit that made him, and the self-admitted craziness of the way he is, like he literally sat down and counted the little things on here, so they were even.
Oh wow!
In 100 some odd podcasts, we have never. He's like, I just want them to be even, and you're like, that is. And Demo called it out. He's like, that is you. That sums you up so well, because he is his attention to detail and like his perfectionism, like resonates through his entire riding career and everything else, and that can drive people a little crazy because he is such a perfectionist, and it's hard to understand sometimes. So
and certainly quality over quantity.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how you have to be when you're a perfectionist too, right? It's like, oh, just good enough. I'll throw it out for this or whatever. He's like, nope. Till I get it right, you're not seeing anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So 4 hours of Ty is up there. We're not going to jump into the drama of that because it has already been discussed on the podcast. And then product-wise, we have Odyssey Big Boyd rims. A little bit longer than normal, but Boyd kills it in this, and we saw him today.
Yep, came straight to my house after X Games. We had a good few days.
I don't want to ruin who won the game of bike.
Let's just say it was a good damn game.
Both of them were on the ground a couple of times.
It was a real one. It's not one we would play like without the cameras, Yeah. Like the cameras and knowing a bunch of people are gonna watch it. We both went hard. Like we eased into it. Then by the end, it was like we were definitely pissed at each other for a couple things. Motherfucker. All right.
So the wide rims. Can you elaborate on these a little bit?
I don't run these, but I'm not like a wide rim guy really, but they're supposed to be super strong and light. Like there's like the balance of them. I run not these ones. I'm down to try them out. I've just never. Wide rims getting tires off, I've always been like, it's such a pain in the ass.
Struggle,
but I think they're worth it, and it would be worth giving them a shot. And if Boyd's running them, he's a G, so I'm sure they're amazing. And Odyssey always lets you like make sure you're happy with what you design, so it's not something Boyd doesn't want. These are all his.
That little coffee colorway, coffee bronze, whatever it is super sick.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Boyd's killing it. He's working on we did the Palm Springs Odyssey van strip for the new Odyssey stuff that's coming out, and then he's been working on his Odyssey 40 part. He's been on like 3 trips for that separately, so he's stacking. Him and Murray, I think, are gonna definitely have some banger parts, and everyone else involved.
I wonder when you're riding those if there's like a noticeable. So right when I started riding wider tires, or even tires that had like significant grip towards the sidewall, I noticed as soon as I started grinding on them that I was like, there was some resistance. That's why like some like grinders like Jeff Z, for example, runs like super skinny tires still. And I just wonder if like those naturally make your tire kind of sit wider, which is great for like 90% of riding, like, or different tricks, but for grind tricks, I just wonder. I mean, obviously he makes it work, so
I mean,
that's sick. And it seems like a great idea to just go a little bit wider as long as it's not excessive.
Yeah, it probably feels good.
Yeah,
I'm interested in trying them.
Yeah,
because I've never tried I think I had a big rim one time that I got because the rims I wanted were out, and I just remember like getting the tire on, and then I was like, "Fuck this!" But I ride a way bigger tire now. You know, I run 2.4s now, and it was back when I probably ran everyone ran 2.25, so probably a lot different.
Yeah, it could be a little bit easier.
I was always this kind of
Been
person
15
too.
years, maybe I'll try.
I would always keep just a plastic little tire lever in my bag. I know lots of people like to tough guy it and just yank it off.
Tire lever's a move.
Yeah.
I got them in my bag.
Unless I'm on a trip with Osato, I got to do it myself. So, yeah.
Shout out to the clips in that too, because those are just
Yeah.
like clips he's given to a wheel promo. You know he's stacking.
And then I saw a sneak preview of a Rich Forn Boyd monster part as well. I don't know if it's officially done, but it looked pretty damn done. So that's got to be coming soon too as well. So
Yep. It's really, really, really good.
Oh, you saw it too.
Oh yeah, it's really, really good. It is officially done, and it's just kind of because I think some of the other Monster Boys are working on stuff with Rich as well, and I think they want to be a little bit closer together when they drop it. Boys basically, like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with it, but I told him I was like, it's so good, and your riding is really timeless. Like it doesn't even matter because nobody knows you're sitting on something finished, and you're constantly doing cool stuff. So
Exactly. Yeah.
let it come out right next
be
to the
nice.
end of the year. Renew the contracts real easy, you know? Might as well. Well, we don't got a crazy sick Alienation ad this month?
We do, but it's the same one as last month, but we didn't know any details, so I was going to run through this again. But Carbon Rim, 2 rim promos in a row.
Man, that probably feels good if they're strong enough to where they don't break, because that rotational weight, the more you get rid of that.
Yeah.
They look sick too.
That was a Madison, Wisconsin clip right there. It was my college.
No way.
Yeah.
They look strong. You didn't blow them up right there.
that was. So they
Carbon
look pretty.
rims.
They look pretty wide too. The specs on them, because we couldn't really find out like retail because it was like a whole thing. So retail is pretty steep. You got to pay for that. So $500. And then, you know, hopefully I don't misspeak, but like retail, I'll do this so I can show my actual email. So Albies will sell them in the mid 400 range, hook tubeless ready carbon rim. So the tubeless aspect isn't required. You can run it normal, but it does have the ability to be like converted to tubeless as well.
For park riders, that's kind of game changer.
Yeah. So you don't have that Brady Baker-ish stuff.
Well, and just getting rid of more weight for them, you know, like that's what it's all about right now. That kind of riding.
Yep.
How to do as many whips and bars as you can without getting tired in your 60-second Olympic run. Game changing.
Yeah. So 405 grams, weight limit of 220 pounds, which is interesting. Never seen that on a rim, but it makes sense. So Nick Bruce, you're out. You bag of meat. I'm just joking.
What?
But also, I mean, is that weight limit of the rider or
I guess-
pressure? Because I mean,
guess so.
You could be a 150-pound rider and easily put 220 pounds of,
I don't know.
hang up on a big air or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you talk about just the actual pressure hitting the rim, it could be way more than that.
Dude, that definitely that's how
has
big
to
the
be.
rider is.
Yeah.
Than what they're saying.
Yeah. So Torre carbon
You
fiber.
think Nick
is
Bruce
like,
weighs more than 220 pounds?
I don't know. I was just thinking of like the burliest park
biggest
dude
dude.
I could like think of. Like he's just he's a big dude and he's like built. So that's why I was like, and then the Torre carbon fiber is like the same stuff that was on the Claw one. It's a manufacturer kind of like notorious for doing quality work. So I mean, the specs are all there. We don't need to run through all of it, but $500 is a lot for a rim, but I would assume that they're not putting out, they're testing it, they're riding it. We did that Claw carbon test a couple years ago and they held up. So, I don't think spinning into grinds is something you should probably do.
Yeah, I'm not running carbon rims, but I think the right person is
benefit
going to be
for sure.
hyped on this.
Yeah. So those are available at Alienation, or like the email said, they said Albies. Fit Hallahan frame promo.
I'm Shane Hallahan, and this is my new Fit 57 frame. I mostly love riding trails, and that's what we designed the frame to do, but it's also real good for concrete and any kind of ramps you want to ride. I have a 21.25-inch top tube. Rear end is 13.57 slammed. Bottom bracket height is 11.57. Head tube angle 74.25. More metal, more power. more speed, more momentum for the bigger jumps that we have going. The frame is fully made in USA. Available at your favorite bike shop or fitbikeco.com. Pick yourself up one.
Shout out to Hallahan's. A couple of Nora cups in the garage there. Reminds me of was it Wood Yard? One of them texted me.
Wood room? Woods room?
Woods room. So
damn, dude.
Yeah,
that's
they're
awesome.
killing it. So speaking of Hallahan's, this reminds me of the Indiegogo for the replacement for the Wheel Mill in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Where you're donating money to replace or build maybe even a better version of the park from the Potosnies. And then they do have a bunch of like incentives that you can potentially win. And one of them in here was like have 4 local Pittsburgh Nora Cup winners come and work on your jumps. You know, like stuff like
That's
that. Because
awesome.
because Pittsburgh has Doyle.
This is going to be so good for BMX.
And they have 2 Hallahan's there, so it's pretty funny.
That's incredible.
funny
One of the
like-
first
cool
things
idea.
Mark told me was like, we want to do something like Battle of Hastings, but here.
Yeah, that's
They're
sick.
pumped. Like
Yeah.
they want to do real stuff, not just a skate park. That's it's going to be for the scene, but it's also like let's do this and
Yeah.
do it right and make it like
Really
legit.
Yep. Which I mean,
BMX as a
again, like
whole.
Wheel Mill always had cool stuff going on, and
They did.
whatever it was.
And I think this is pumping them up to like they're going to go to the next level with this
yeah,
one.
that's awesome.
Mark and Mike just kill it.
Yeah, art
Yeah.
for
Such
the park
great
by
dudes.
Ritter. So Mason Ritter will. Oh man, I lost it. So they have all these cool perks on here. So it's not just like original piece of art on your helmet, bike, or shoes by Mason Ritter.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So you get something
shout
for
out.
You get
donation.
some, yeah.
Sick.
If you do stuff, I think there was like a tattoo by Cody Hennings.
Oh, so rad.
A very very cool thing. So they had like stuff where it was like
What is that big one? Go up, ride for life.
Unlimited.
So you're like
You're just.
Yeah,
you're the G.
Yep.
Damn. It's pretty sick.
that's very cool. Mm-hmm. So they had like a Bestwick frame on here, an S&M signed book. So these are all the ones that got taken.
I'm gonna send him something too, Mark. I'm gonna get back to your text.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nora Cup champs, butter your jumps, $750.
I'm gonna give you something sick for
That's
that.
sick. Somebody got it. That's
Somebody
so
got
good.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to you, Mark.
Yeah.
swear.
Let's
Get back to all my texts soon. Sorry, everyone.
yeah. You didn't reply to Brian either,
I've been bad.
But
Phone
yeah,
has
so
been-
that the link to this will be in the description, just along with everything else. I'll put it here at the beginning. So I'm blanking. Woods Room, Indiegogo, Indiegoo is what I put. But you get what you get at this point.
Yeah, there's a link.
It's so rad because when a place like Wheel Mill shuts down, I know how like deflating that can be, and scenes can go one way or the other, and just the fact that they like just jumped right to business and they're doing this is incredible. Shout
And
out
a roller
to them.
coaster for them too.
Oh yeah,
So
I know they were looking
super
for a
cool.
building for a long time, and I don't know like the intricate details, but I can only imagine.
Yeah. Are you responding to your text now? So a few weeks ago, I got a text from Carl at Nowhere where he's like, all right, for product this month, I'm going to send you a box and then don't open it until the podcast.
All right.
So you're closest. I have no idea if it's going to be like their normal frame that we joke about or...
Might be.
Shout
It is
out
a
to
frame?
Carl. I finally made it there in
Yeah.
person last year.
It is
Unreal.
their normal frame.
Oh, it is.
Created
like that raw.
by
That's awesome.
me.
That is sick.
I think I helped this go into real life.
Yeah, let's get this.
Yeah, Carl.
So I like how it pays homage, obviously, to the original design
The
as
little-
well. Do we have
Little
anything
strength test.
relatively sharp?
knife?
It looks
I got
like
keys
a note or
somewhere.
somewhere. I don't. Maybe I can get it. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah, shout out
Kaczynski's.
to Carl for sending this over. Oh, it is a note. You grab that.
Oh,
I'll
wow,
take
look at that.
Take the rest off.
Okay, I am reading Carl's note.
Fuck you! I made it.
He did it.
Carl would never.
What's it called? I'm looking at the graphic and your hands covering it up.
Oh, sorry. The Conformist.
Conformist. Oh, there you go.
Dennis and Ryan, we had toyed around with this design for a while. You dudes gave us a little extra push. We needed to make it a reality. As a thanks, ourbmx gets the platform to show the world this first look. There's a handful being ridden by our team currently, and pre-orders for the first production run will be live when this episode of Unclicked airs. Visit us at ourbmx.com.
You're a genius,
Yeah.
Carl.
That's awesome.
That is sick, dude. And I appreciate
Those stickers on the back of the seat post says "Made in USA" written in Chinese.
That is too
That's
good.
brilliant.
Ryan, there's a return label included for the frame.
Hell yeah.
Stay rad. That's awesome, man.
Wow.
Dude, that's
Carl,
cool.
you're awesome.
I'll do a couple of
Nowhere.
close-up shots just to give it a proper plug because we're so far away. But I was talking to Carl the other day. They have that new Jacob theme stem that has like 9 bolts or something in it. Just like
Oh, is it 6 on the top and then 3?
yeah,
on the,
But he, it's just like the plight of
Conformist.
of being a business owner. You know, he's like, oh, we had problems with anodizer and they got ruined. You know, like a whole batch got ruined, and it's like, dude, being a business owner is a struggle. You know, it's pretty hard. So shout out to Carl for all he does and putting himself out there and just and not conforming in so many different ways. You know, like a 9-bolt stem is like, I was like, holy shit, like I haven't seen that one before. So.
And you got to respect, especially in BMX, because it's part of who we are. But like having some like a sense of humor, is just the key thing and the most beautiful thing about it too.
Very cool. And then, I guess we'll keep. I don't want to forget again. So I forgot this last month. Jake Seeley. I'm blanking on the name of his shop. Bomb Shack Vintage. He posted an old Ride BMX shirt. And I was like, holy shit, I want to get, like, let me know when you get another one, because it was like sold right away. And he's like, all right. And then like a month later, he texted me that he had 2. So he sent these over. So shout out to Jake Seeley and vintage shop that he's doing out there in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. So killing it.
How's he find those? That's sick.
It's amazing that they exist.
Yeah. What year do you think that was from?
Before I worked there.
I definitely remember that shirt.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
like double.
I'm thinking late 90s, but
the collar's like double, or is it just pulled apart?
it's just shredded.
Yeah, shredded.
Yeah.
Damn. Jake's
Pretty cool.
finding the goods.
Yeah. Hopefully this thing's killing it. He's got a cool vibe with it and all that stuff. So, that's shout out to Jake and things. My brain is turning off apparently.
Don't do it. We got a long way to go.
I've gotten to ride with Seeley a bit and talk about like that perfectionist vibe, like wanting to do it just the way he envisions it, and I really respect it. I know it, would take extra time and all that stuff, and I just got a glimpse of it the few sessions that I got to, but man, I was like, oh, that one was it, right? And he's like, nope. And then eventually gets the one he likes, and how satisfying that must be for him and us to watch. But yeah. I'm sure he takes those ethos with whatever he does.
Exactly. We the People Tomorrow frame. This is the one that was pretty different. So the closed dropouts. And then they had the forks that go along with it as well. We'll get the full specs afterwards, but I do not know who the rider is, but so there's that, and then the specs are here. Actually, did I put the link in there? No, of course not. Man, I'm gonna have to do some extra editing here. No, I'm just doing myself dirty.
Just knowing it's a street frame, it's probably like the complete opposite of what that Hallahan frame just was as far as back end length and everything.
So how do you do it? You got to have a
female axles.
Oh,
yeah. So, this is actually I believe it can work with with female axles, but it's got the through axle
Yeah,
hub
through
system.
axle.
Yeah.
So We the People has one of those.
Now
those are pretty
offered on a
sick.
claw. So it says the Tomorrow frame is a glimpse into the future of BMX frame design, and is built around the introduction of a 14 millimeter through axle hub system, which is now offered on a claw. The frame uses a unique 8 millimeter thick investment cast dropout with closed 14 millimeter slot, and then for use with through axle hubs and female axle hubs. Stronger axle, I guess when you use it with the hubs, stronger axle, overall stiffer wheel, and ease of installation and removal. No more breaking your chain, bending your axle, or pinching your dropout. This superior and already industry-proven system is, in our eyes, the future of BMX design. So, pushing things. It does look pretty cool with all the hydroform tubing and all that stuff. And then
it is. It is sick.
I would like to see the. Let's look at the hub. 6 of 6. So.
You just pull that thing right through.
Yeah. Interesting.
Rad. I was just gonna say I'm curious how the hub guards work out, but looks like they're
chilling.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool. In the same vein of X Games doing something different, I think it can be said for this for any innovation or things being different in
It's
BMX,
really hard to make BMX stuff look different, but it is happening.
Yeah.
Frames are looking cooler. Everything's just getting, I guess how they can machine stuff. Like even the look of that frame was like futuristic looking.
Yeah. The hydroform
Yeah.
stuff is like, yeah.
It's the first time I've heard that term.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong.
It's cool. I mean, it does look stronger. Looks like it makes sense.
Strong. Just looking at it, you're like, man, one day there'll be frames that you can't break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be so sick. Like you just know, like I'll never break this thing. You just get a new one when you want a new one, but you're like, don't have to worry about like this thing's getting a few years old. I beat the hell out of it.
Right.
Maybe
having that peace of mind would be
changing it.
Incredible.
Yeah, hydroformed. I'm not incorrect.
Yeah.
Made that one for once. Not incorrect. So yeah, shout out to We the People
You know
for
your
pushing
words.
things, and shout out to all the brands that support our BMX. Obviously, want to show them
Odyssey.
some love. Shout out to Odyssey and shout out to Haro too, even though they don't send me new
They
products.
didn't have new product on there. Shout out
No.
Haro.
My
frame's sick. We don't change it because it's perfect. There's no need to. Sorry, I'm staying closed-minded, but it's perfect. Geometry, the look, everything. Rich Foreign did the graphics 5 years ago. They're still the sickest.
Oh, how do you know how long the back end is on your?
13.5 to 13.75, and maybe a little bit longer, but in that range. Yeah, nice middle ground. ground.
Yeah, not crazy. You're
I
not
think 14.5. I think 14.5 would be better.
14.5 would be good if you're crazy. If you're riding mega ramp only and like
I should look it up.
Trails.
But the frame
But
that
somebody it might work for.
Yeah.
I rode a Chris Doyle frame for years, and I learned manual to whips on it. And like I didn't do manual to whips for long, but I did pull my first one on that frame, and it was like a limousine back end.
What do you think it was?
Crazy.
14.5?
Yeah, 14 something. I think it was a beast.
Yeah,
that'd be hard.
But it was stable.
It was stable. Yeah, shit wasn't going away from me.
Yeah, I didn't loop out.
13.75 is perfect.
Miscellaneous, and I don't think we need to watch this whole thing. But Tyson over at Backbone had this cool conversation about
with tricks so that the riders have a more clear idea of what is most important to the judges, and then what it is that they have to do. So I'm going to go through criteria one more time, but this time I'm going to merge them into what I think is new criteria and a much better way of understanding how people can be judged. So we've got trick difficulty. There's also progression and risk factor. You can merge all three of those into one that's called progression. Because if something's risky, then it's clearly progressive. If something has a hard trick difficulty, then that's clearly more risk factor. They're all interchangeable. So we're going to get rid of three and merge them into one. Now, flow and landings. Flow is to do with how you can flow around a skate park. You get the point, how you can flow. And landings is how good you land something. If you're not landing something good, you're not going to be able to carry speed around the skate park and flow around the skate park. So we may as well condense those two into one and just call it flow. The next two is variety of tricks and originality. Variety of tricks, the more variety you have, the more original you are. The more you apply different tricks to different ramps, the more original you are. So we're going to just merge those two into one and call it originality. Now we've got style. We've also got execution. Style, everyone has different style. Things so look stylish.
What is this? This is like an actual thing he found? Like, is that actually what judges use?
Is this an actual criteria?
Yeah. So this is actual criteria that is judged, like that judges use for overall impression, and he's not wrong, but they're individual and they can overlap and do overlap for in a lot of instances, and I could go on and on about that. But I do disagree with how he's kind of lumped this in because it could miss some important things. Meaning like, oh, well, I hung up a bunch, but I was still flowing. And like, we don't like to see you hanging up a bunch, and with things like that and with execution and stuff like that, like we sort of look at, okay, if you were filming that for a video, we're talking about a contest run here, but if you were filming that trick for a video and you thunder cased like that, would you go back and do it again? Probably. Or most people would, most pros would. This is interesting. It's awesome that he brought this up, and it's awesome that he's lumping them together because he is showing how the intersectionality of it can be. They can really overlap in a lot of ways. You can take two that seem super far away, and as far as judging goes, like difficulty of tricks and height, right? Like, oh, is it a hard trick or high? Well, I would argue that sometimes those could overlap because it's hard to go high. It's hard to go high on a quarter pipe past a certain point. Like there's certain people that have that crazy boost button, and I could try all day long to try to get that boost button, and I just wouldn't be able to figure it out. So it's a difficulty
close that door
that would fall under that.
He got in.
To help with people understanding competition, but then also to tell riders that we are looking at how you use the course as the most important thing. We're then going to go from use of course, and we're going to go into progression and originality working together as second and third most important criteria. And then from there, style and flow. So we can have 5 judging criteria options that are way more easy to understand, and also it's going to create riders thinking about how they can apply their tricks to different parts of the course in order to be original and also to show use of course. Changing the judging.
So was that scale that he had on there, was that like an actual graphic where all of those things are equal or no?
Yeah. Or they're all taken into account.
Okay.
And,
all right.
Maybe try to be equal as much as possible.
Yeah.
But as BMX freestyle is such a complex thing that there's almost never going to be an instance where they're all presented at the max in one run. There's always going to be riders who have their strong points at one thing or the next. But it's something that I've probably gotten way too philosophical about over the years. As far as not in the moment, but as I'm thinking like outside of the event or just thinking about judging in general and how to conceptualize it and how do we even like try to wrangle all this crazy stuff into have a competition, because there's people who are friends of mine that don't ride, and sometimes I'm like, hey, some of the best riders in the world never even enter a contest. They're like, what do you mean? So that the nature of BMX freestyle, as far as competition goes, you need to have that criteria in order for BMX to stay BMX. I think you need to more or less keep all of them, but I do appreciate how he's trying to simplify it and show that a lot of them do blend together.
Yeah.
I think
he was trying to like reorganize it in the sense of like making it so, he has like use of course as the most important thing. And I think there is a bit of a lack of that in contests these days where it's like, in the FEAS arena, it's people trying to get back to the box jump as quick as they can and there isn't really that much originality. So maybe if there was like a switch up in the progression of the sport in the sense of like who can do the most tail whips or whatever, but then you guys make the importance how they utilize all aspects of the course, it would switch stuff up. Like a Bazanzin or him 100%. Or Peraza would be able to compete with those dudes at those style events, but you'd be
impressed or you'd be hopefully not surprised to know that use of course still is an important thing to many of the judges. And I think, even when you look back to what we saw in Best Trick Park last weekend was like a course specific thing. And there's something so beautiful about those course specific things because you can't practice them. And I don't ever dig on anyone who learns a crazy box jump trick because, you know, you can learn it into resi, foam, whatever, airbag, and then go take it to a real ramp. By the time you take it to a real ramp, like you're still doing that for real. So there's still a ton of respect for that. But I mean, the course specific stuff is, it's just such the essence of pure, beautiful talent because you envisioned that and you made it happen. You couldn't go back and practice that anywhere. Yeah. Like you could not recreate that setup. You know, like I think about a gap to wall you did in China to start your runs years ago. There was a hip and then I think it was like an 8-foot wall, maybe a 10-foot wall, but like set way back. And you did like a gap to splat on it to start your runs, I believe. You saw that and you made it happen. Like there was no prerequisite to, well, maybe a prerequisite somewhere down the road at some park that you rode, but like you weren't somewhere, there's no resi for that. There's no, so those things still do matter. I do. It's interesting. He brings up style though, because style is always one that people kind of, they equate it with a certain thing. Mm-hmm. I would say that style could sometimes be replaced with bike control because there's so many different styles. It's just like, are you riding the bike or is the bike riding you? And if you're riding the bike, that's good style, you know. And if it's the other way around, if it looks like the bike is controlling you, or if you look like you're trying to be someone you're not, like when I go to the park and I mean, it's fun for me, but like when I go try to be wiggly and like do like cool tables and stuff, it feels good to me and it's really fun. But like anyone who's a decent judge would know like, oh, but that's not really like his forte or him, you know? I always think
a pretty interesting way to put it.
Yeah. I always think that, cause like, I mean, you think about, no one says that Taj has bad, I mean, not no one, but some people say no one says that Taj has bad style, but he's got a totally different style than Mikey Aiken. Yeah. Like Taj is powerful and kind of like boxy and, you know, like brute, and, you know, Mikey's like smooth as silk, you know, like flown around, like wiggling his bike. And
it'd be like Dave Mirra compared to Mike Aiken. Like obviously Aiken's a style god. But like Mir had a good style too.
Oh yeah. You
know, like really good style.
Like, Marcus Christopher. Like people are like, I do not like his style, and I'm like, I think he's kind of sick because he's so like powerful and twitchy.
Yeah, and I would just call that. I would just call that an aggressive style.
Yeah,
like he makes
it's like what he said.
Him.
He's not. He's in control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think it's like it's always funny. I'm like, damn, you don't think he's like sick, just like ripping around shit and the way he airs and stuff. Like I know, like
that's that
maybe his execution on a couple of tricks aren't really that good, but it's like, but it's his style. Like I would think it's pretty sick. But
it's just aggressive, you know, and it's like he's out there. You know, and a lot of these riders, like they're out there.
Besides like the Mike Aikens and like the Miras and like the people who like no one's ever going to say anything about because they made it to that level. Like someone's always going to kind of talk a little shit.
Right. And what are you supposed to do? Emulate?
Not everyone's going to like everyone's style.
Yeah. And is everyone supposed to copy Mikey? And then like,
it's not a good idea.
Then style's like null and void, you know? Then they all look the same. Like just like people say, well, they all look the same, like, which is not true, but
we'll keep it going. We don't want to go too far, but this video is interesting. You can watch the whole thing, and then if you want to see a full judging podcast with Kaczynski, we've talked about it a few times. It is like Pandora's box of a podcast.
That should be the one this month.
So this thing is kind of cool. New magazine out of Australia, backed by Lux. They only have a few posts, but they are doing. So I think they're opening up with an in-depth piece with R. Willie on July 12th. They're doing a premiere at Lux. And then this is, for those that don't know, that was Mike Vaucanson, a.k.a. one of the most savage riders that never got the credit he was due. So I think the idea is pitting a dude that was underground legend, street savage, with R. Willie, upside down tail whipper, like outward personality, and meshing them together should make for a very interesting video. So
really cool. And it's an online kind of like online magazine.
I don't know too much about it. It says magazine launch, so I would not think that they would use that word lightly. But there's not much here. This one was 8 weeks ago, and then they have 2 more posts.
There's never really been a successful online BMX magazine, so hopefully this is the one to do it.
Yeah,
you know, people always try, and it kind of just goes.
But
they disappear real quick.
It could be print. It could be print too. So I don't know. But I saw this and I was like, that Vaucason and R. Willie together, that's a good combo right there. So
I'd be sick if it was online and print.
Yeah.
You know, like do it both. Online magazines.
Kind of a short one, but the Durs Park officially torn down. We get to see a kid dancing here for a second, but
get it.
He's got moves.
But but yeah, tearing down the park, and this alludes that the ramps are going to be rebuilt somewhere in New Jersey.
Oh,
so,
sick! Nice.
It is cool
They're
that
going
they get
somewhere.
to live on. Yeah, maybe
Top
we'll
100 list. Why? I don't know what it is.
So it's funny that Ruben accepted the collab because he's so fucking nice. But so
Ruben Alcantara held it down in the streets too, throwing down tricks like no one else. His wall rides alone earn him a spot.
They gave
on
him
this
40?
list, but his
40.
full trick
40th?
catalog
40th.
That's what you gave Ruben.
cements him
Yeah.
as one of the
40th.
best
Yeah.
street riders of all time.
Give him a little more than that.
yeah,
Maybe up in there in the top fucking 5.
yeah.
Maybe 3, maybe 1.
Right.
Number 1.
Just over Brian's head, we have
man.
that. I mean, revolutionized street riding, Lighten bikes, has a wall ride named after him.
Congratulations, you made it in the top
40,
50.
Yeah, and it's this list has been going for a while, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, I'm like, I'm like,
who got 34th?
You're fucking trolling me.
That's cool.
I'm ranking the best
Taj.
BMX riders of all
Taj got
time. And here's
34th.
number
This list is
34.
crazy.
Taj.
And then like he
Let me
has
see more of the list.
he had like ends
There's
in
Burns.
like 95. So he has Burns in 39, and he has
I'm
has
ranking the top 100
Alex Liv
BMX
in
street
38.
riders of all time, and landing at number 38 is an absolute legend.
Well,
And
in order
It's this guy's opinion.
right.
yeah,
This-
but
this
you
is
can't
one
say
guy's
ranking the best BMX riders of all time.
This
These
guy
are
can
my
do whatever
favorite.
he wants.
Yeah,
We can make
he
our own
can.
Instagram and make
Yeah.
it your opinion.
Right.
This is some guy making his list, and he's going for it.
He is
right,
going for
and
it.
having the fortune to live through the Ruben era.
Yeah.
Like
What did Stevie get?
it really.
He's not on. He's
gonna be
he
number
hasn't
1
been in there.
for this
TBD,
dude for
huh?
sure.
Yeah, I mean, Ruben just changed the game, you know,
Yeah,
in so many ways. Tricks, bikes, everything. Like the reason why you ride a small sprocket is him and like
Mastroni
around that
got
era,
it.
you know.
Yeah, Mastroni's 50th. You know, like there's a couple where you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, like there was like Chris Childs in there.
What did he
It's
put
just-
Rob Wise?
Where was
Is that Rob?
I don't know.
Oh no, that's not Chris Childs.
Oh, you saw him pedaling towards that fence,
I thought
waiting
it
for
was
the over ice.
I thought that was
You,
over.
you know,
ice
like
to look back.
he had like
Different
he had
fence, way smaller.
Adam LZ as like 60 or 70 or something. And you're like, I mean, best of all time. Like let's not get. And he used
I'm ranking the
Brett
best BMX
62
street riders of all time, and at
which
number
is
62
actually
is
could
Brett
be
Silva. His style
valid,
is
or
completely
maybe he
effortless.
deserves higher.
I don't
but
know
he
what else to
used
say. He's just a really good
horrible
rider.
old clips of.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like
Damn,
he's
guys
like
could do bar hops.
He's like 18 in most of this stuff.
Brett is so
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got to hang out.
You
with
guys
him in
probably already
Austin
talked
recently.
about it because it's old news, but man, I just got to say again that toboggan gap.
All right,
trail.
let's move on from this.
Yeah.
We get it. It's just
Yeah.
a dude that has his opinion. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool that he's putting the effort
Rage
in
bait.
to do this.
Yeah.
Fudger hates it, but I think it's
fucking
kind of
hate
cool.
it.
I think your
Yeah.
list is all fucking crazy, but I like how you're posting BMX.
Yeah. And everyone's list. Would
It's
be
sick to do a
100%
horrible
different.
job. Yes. It's fucking fantastic. Great job doing so horrible shit.
It's an Instagram page. What is he doing?
Hey, dude, keep trying.
Let's find
You know?
let's find
Keep-
someone else's
keep
Instagram
fucking-
page to
Keep
hate.
fucking up. Keep fucking up.
I
Just
don't
keep
care what
going.
everyone says about you. I think you're all right.
Yeah, right.
I think he's all right.
Speaking of all right, Julian is all right.
I don't like hating.
After 2 months post surgery. So, that tore ACL and meniscus, had surgery, kind of doing this after the fact type post. I was hurt. Now I'm good. So, shout out to Julian.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll be good.
Yeah.
Ace, that's a big one, but you'll be fine. You'll be better than ever.
Yep. Keep it quick.
You're the man. Your riding is amazing. No one does it like him.
Shout out to Trent.
Julian Ortega. Huge fan.
Yes.
He makes that list, in my opinion.
So Butcher Jam in where was it? Germany.
Germany. Yeah.
I have a what did I just do?
Europe. It's like if you're in Europe in a park rider, it's like there's like 1 or 2 things every weekend all summer long.
It seems like
You
it,
can just
doesn't
go
it?
there and tour around.
Yeah.
Go do it. And street rider. Like Bryce was there.
Yeah, there's the Lacey Jam this weekend.
Oh, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm excited to see stuff from that. Yeah,
it's definitely wet.
In the summer, most.
Wow, is that all cement and
most
wood? I love that.
Contest I've been to in Germany, it rained one day at least, but they've also been like the best times of my life. Wow.
Damp.
Rebel Jam's looking, or Rebel Jam. What's that? Mellow Park. Is that Mellow Park?
I think so.
Or is it a different name now?
I don't think that's Mellow Park.
No, is it different? Okay. But I always feel like ramps in Germany, period, are always built really solid.
Mellow Park's the one in Berlin, right?
Yep.
I think that has red stuff. Red skate light.
Is there a time code
I could
here?
be wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Munich Mash also
German
went down.
parks are sick.
Yeah. Like, never ridden one I didn't like.
Munich Mash still goes hard. They used to do the sickest street contest of the year, I thought. Now they're doing a really awesome transition contest.
It's cool they put it right on the water like that, too.
Yeah, this was going on like the same time X Games was. Good course. That thing's sick.
Yeah.
Mini Ramp Bowl. Hybrid.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
And it looks fun, right? It doesn't look like Kill Yourself huge. It looks like rad. You got the whole hill of people having a good time watching. That's a vibe you want.
So this our
Jacob
live
won
stream,
that, right?
I think so. Him and Nick and Eric were on the podium in no specific order.
Jacob won.
I think Jacob, Nick, Eric.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I believe you. And then Eurobike. This is 11 months ago. Why is this in here? Shout out to whoever put that in there. If Eurobike happened this last month,
no, it did, and it was a mini
weekend.
ramp contest too. So they just put the wrong link. They did last year's link, but it went down, and that's what I'm saying. There's so much stuff going on over there. Might have been back-to-back weekends, or it could have been the same weekend.
Yeah, maybe they couldn't go to both, but I am sorry. X Games Japan also went down. I don't know. There was Flatland, which honestly was a really fucking sick contest. I'm not gonna lie.
Always
like
is.
every time I watch a flat event, I'm like, why don't we take this format and like bring this into like street or something? Like so this one was a new format that I think a lot of people didn't understand. Is that it was basically like a best trick combo, or it was a best trick event. So it was a combo event, or like you had to do a combo. Ironically, under 40 seconds, and that was it. And they still did the same rounds: the qualifying, semi, and then finals. Was 3 dudes each one. One dude got dropped off. So it was cool, man. Like they just sat there and just tried their hardest shit. And they would get like 8 attempts at some crazy combo, and then the dude would pull it on like the 7th one. And it was just like you just fucking lose your mind.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That's really
because
cool.
There's all this build up because they get like 20 seconds in and they try something and fucking step off, and then it just like keeps going. And it was cool, man. Like it was a really cool format. And
I'm always a fan of like letting people just get their best shit done in the contest.
Yeah.
No matter what the format is, like the Waffle Cup. It's like you have like 25 minutes, and by like the 10 minutes in, you're like, I did everything I want to do. But this other guy's still riding and killing it. Like, and then you just end up, the energy just pushes you to, you're like, I better fucking drop in and do something else.
That format was like, it worked so well that you guys forgot it was just qualifying.
That's how
the qualifying was fucking batshit.
We were just
crazy.
talking about that contest the other day, and it was just that good. Where like, qualifying was qualifying was just as sick as a final because the format is that good.
Yeah,
like they need to take like a weekend off. Like give us a week to like reset for finals.
And then
prelims shouldn't be that good of a format.
Yeah, exactly. Street was cool. The course was a little bit crazy. They had this like big open area to get speed for this vert wall that nobody wanted to ride, and a bunch of quarters on the course. But they had that scaffolding thing that people were a little skeptical about, but it was cool the end.
Something different.
Yeah, and then Courage won his first X Games gold, which was sick.
Yeah, shout out to Courage.
Yeah,
shout out to Courage.
It was.
He's been knocking at that door for a while. So,
and then Devin, I felt bad for him because it was like he's gotten another silver, and Garrett did the same thing, like the walk-off win, essentially. And he was like, it's about to happen again. Fuck. Like, so it was one of those ones where I was like, dude, I hope you win. Like it was cool. It was cool to see. So, and then
Jordan got third.
The
rest of the boys killed it.
And then Park was wild. Obviously, best trick I think is the one that is like fucking insane. So I don't know. My hot take on the judging for best trick is at the event I was like, oh, it makes sense. And then I kind of thought about it a little bit more, and I was like, fuck, Kevin should have won. You know, like I was like, yeah, our Willie's thing was fucking nuts. He roasted it, and then I was like, yeah, oh, Kevin's in third. Like, yeah, Logan's thing was nuts. Like, and then I got about a few days afterwards, and I was like, man, Kevin's was just so unique and so big and so like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I wasn't judging that one. I wasn't at that one, and I always try to not judge too harshly on something I've never seen in person, because you know, when you see setups in person, they can be way different. Like we all know how camera angles can work. So I've done this before where I've been at a contest and I've been like, oh no, that gap was huge, you know, that he did this trick on and whatever, it's gigantic. And then you go home and you watch it again and you're like, oh, it didn't look that crazy on TV, but it really was. You know, that one, and those best trick contests are so hard, but yeah, I mean, it's just
all opinion based.
Yeah,
everything's opinion based when you're saying who should have won. It's all your opinion, and there's 3 judges or whatever, 4 judges. I don't know what it is, but
I was kind of
granted, it's a sick best trick contest. That's for damn sure.
And then under
that's wild.
Yeah, in the same hot take, I almost felt like Justin's best trick in Salt Lake City. I was like, that was fucking crazy. You know, like the whip to wall was fucking wild, but I almost felt like Justin's should have been best trick, you know, like like not to have any bias for Kevin, you know, like it's funny how it is so subjective.
That's so sick.
That was the sickest trick ever done.
Exactly. Right?
Like that's my opinion.
That's shit that like people will talk about fucking forever. Like
our Willie's front flip how he landed too, and like
no fucking way was that not first place.
Exactly. Thank you.
If I'm the judge, no, I agree with you. I'm just saying it's opinion based. But that was the sickest goddamn best trick. That was sicker than his whip to wall pocket.
Yeah.
Like if he did that, he would have beat himself.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Our Willie's was cool. Our Willie's was amazing. It was just not better than that.
Yeah.
Man, how he just catches it upside down like that.
Our Willie's looking. Everybody's this best trick was so crazy. Like people didn't even get on the podium for doing the most fucked up shit. But that
1260
right
didn't even
there,
get the podium. He got 5th or something.
That's how they are now. Like
that was just the most beautiful looking, hard,
it's like he had
crazy
magnets in his
trick.
shoes or something. They
I
just,
can't even believe it.
It literally, he is in his own lane with that. Like, there's the dude, the colony rider. Sorry, I'm blanking on your name. You're fucking so sick.
Peter?
But, no, the full face guy.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Grace?
Sam Grace. Yeah, he's so fucking sick. So I apologize for forgetting your name. He does flares over box backwards, but nobody is fucking with that.
All those best tricks were unreal. Our Willie, Logan, Jeremy, Mike Varga, everyone. The 3 double whip bar to fakie.
Oh, that
was the best trick contest ever.
Yeah.
Salt Lake might be pretty comparable.
Sandoval tried a flare quad whip.
Sandoval tried a flare quad whip.
And he literally said he was chilling beforehand.
I said that on that broadcasting. I'm like 10 years ago these things started, like 2016, I think, like after Mira's death. Like that's what this thing. And in the beginning they were like looking for people like who's going to be right for this. And over the 10 years they've like accumulated these like 8 to 10 guys that like now they go to battle. You know, now there's these guys like Varga's invited to everyone, you know, like there's a crew now that's like they don't have to go hunting people down for it. Because I used to try people here and there and everyone's kind of like, it's not really for me. And now it's like, we'll do it.
Yeah.
It's
we're ready.
It's
special. It is special, dude.
Yeah.
It is a special thing.
But it's really what BMX
and that
is all
dirt
about.
one,
like,
holy shit.
Stressful.
That is special too.
Yeah. Triple flip.
Yeah. Like
2 people trying triple flips.
Should we move to Salt Lake then? Japan was sick. We pretty much talked about everything. One thing we didn't talk about yet. They did that. They were doing that playoff thing. That didn't work well, and it was cool because in Salt Lake they got rid of that because that was just kind of
yeah. So the format in Japan was basically they only had 8 riders, but then they ran a qualifying round, and then
that they called the playoffs.
The playoffs, and then
shout out Chase Hawk.
Yeah, and then four people went
Chase
to the
hates that
final.
name so bad.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then, but it's flawed in a couple of ways, just because 2 runs is a little bit hard. And then in Garrett's example, Garrett went last in the qualifying, and then he scored 4th. So they only had a short break. So he takes his last run, short break. He takes his 3rd run, and then there's only 3 people, and he takes his 4th run. And he was like, "I'm gonna puke."
Yeah,
he was completely fucking gassed.
In any sport at X Games, that the arguably the best 8 in the world at this event, are going to be able to do a safety run to get into the top 4.
Yeah.
You're doing your hardest run to get in the top 4.
Exactly.
There ain't no safety at that point. You're one away from the podium. You're trying to get on the podium in a normal contest. Like it's just, I think that everyone talked about that in Salt Lake, and it's like, let's have some common sense here, guys. Like,
and the skate dudes. So there was a talk in Japan, because the first day it was like the first event was vert skate, and they were like, yeah, it didn't work. And then in BMX park, it kind of worked. It could have gone one way or other. And then so I guess they took a beat after Japan, and they made the decision pretty late into Salt Lake, from what I heard. But
day before,
yeah. So I think the skaters put up a fight, and they took a temperature check on everybody, and they're like, stop trying to complicate it. It doesn't need to be that complicated. 3 runs. Let's do it.
And it goes back to what you were just saying about the flatland thing. Like, let's just get to business. Let's not. Yeah.
So
qualifying's sometimes the hardest.
I didn't think they were going to make the change. I was like, I don't know, dude.
When you qualify from like 30 down to like 12 or 13, then there's tons of safety runs.
Yeah.
30 to 13, that's like you. There's a lot of people doing safety runs.
Yeah.
Yep.
But 8 to 4, come on, you're faking.
Yeah.
You're doing your best.
And actually, shout out to X Games for that, because for the people that don't know, all the TV stuff is like planned beforehand. You know, like, we're gonna have this many riders do this many runs. It's gonna take this amount of time. We can go to commercial around here, and here. And for them to pivot like that quick, based on what the riders, skaters, based on whoever wants it, like, that's pretty badass that they did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it did. I think it does. It does make for the better riding.
I think
for the
so,
better
too.
contest.
It was great.
Yeah. I did hear a small rumor that they are going to up the field going forward.
Nice.
I don't know. I can't even think where I heard that, but I heard it I banked it as like, that is a reliable source. I don't know how much, but even 2 riders is an improvement.
Yes.
So that is the one thing that I think undeniably anybody could be like, why is it just 8?
Yep.
Justin was an alternate, and he won the contest.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't riding the event until Kieran officially pulled out, and he was like, yeah, I was alternate in Japan, but Kieran didn't pull out quick enough, so I didn't buy a ticket. So he would have been in Japan too. So I don't know who was second alternate, but they got to ride. So invite more people.
Yep.
Like, that was the when Justin was bitching on the internet, it was like, who are you going to take out? Like, that is not a you problem. It's an 8-person problem. Like, everybody belongs. So, but yeah, Salt Lake was cool too. I don't know. I think we posted some stuff.
Final run. Here comes Jordan Godwin.
Jordan God with the snaggletooth. Another really.
Who the fuck is talking? This announcer is horrible.
Nobody doesn't know what they're talking about.
Putting this run together.
No, and I told you this, in private, but you did a great job of connecting the dots between
hanger, crank, backwards crook.
Between the complexities of like all this and the general masses that might be watching.
Yeah, it's easy for me. I'm like not even thinking. I'm just talking.
Did you curse?
Nope.
Nice.
Fuck no.
I mean, is there any questions worth asking in this? In you announcing, like, does that the ego battle or anything? Like, I belong riding anything like that? Yeah.
No, it was so sick. It was honestly like the coolest thing ever, being able to work with Jimmy Coleman and Scotty, and just like we're staring at screens with headphones like this. And we're so engaged in what's going on, because our job is to let people know what's going on and why it's going on and how it's going on. So I've like never got every event went in. I was like, that was insane. And I'm like, was it really that insane, or was it because like me, Scotty are just so into it, like together, Because we also have to be action. We're like fucking talk about this shit. Don't be like, oh, So it's like, here we go. And then me and Scotty are just like, that's so fucking cool. And yeah, you're just like, really watching the contest. It was fun.
Was Scotty happy to have you? I'm sure he wouldn't say he was unhappy to have you there, but he
honestly, let me say this: me and Scotty have like never really been that close. We're always cool with each other.
Yeah.
We always just like kind of competed with each other. Like we always park battled. Like that was how we were friends. You know, like that's it. Like what up, Scotty?
Yeah.
But like we became friends through all this.
That's
like
cool.
As soon as I got into the hotel room, I went up the elevator and he was like on our hallway and he's like, I thought I heard your voice. He was just so kind and like he brought me in.
That's cool.
You know, because he could tell I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You were nervous. You were nervous
Yeah.
before the first one.
I was like, this is crazy. Everybody's I was doing street, like basically all Jimmy Coleman, the other dude, he just kind of throws you in.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, here we are in Salt Lake City, the home of the blah, blah, blah. We're east of downtown. And
and then points.
And you're like, everyone's listening to my voice right now.
It's nerve-wracking.
I'm fucking Dennis. Oh, fuck.
And then like the night before I was watching all the Japan stuff, just kind of like, how much like, do we have to talk that much? I'm like, we talk the whole fucking time. That's all you hear is us talking. I didn't really realize that, you know, like until like actually being that guy. So I just drank a couple beers.
A couple of Dales.
Yeah. Just smoothed into it, and then it was awesome. This one was cool. And then after we did street, that was like the nervous one, then it was always fun after that.
That's cool.
Just because street was my first one and it was all by myself. I was like, why are you guys doing this to me? Like
you and Jimmy, right?
Me and Jimmy.
Yeah, but Jimmy doesn't know.
Jimmy's a professional, just he's like in and out. It's like he's so amazing at his thing, and he was really welcoming as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really cool too to see the whole behind the scenes thing on all this. Like
it's intense, right?
Oh my God. Like what, like I'm used to being in the athlete lounge and just like, you think that's the whole thing, but like there's a whole other part of it. And it's this other room filled with people with computers and whiteboards and storylines. And like you said, when they changed the event, it's like everything is, aside from the riders doing their runs, everything else is scripted. Like you and Scotty are going to be talking. Then we're going to go down to Kristen Booth down on the field. She's going to send it back to boom. We're going to have a commercial break. Bring it back. Wrap it with the last 4 riders. Like that's how scripted it is.
And
like down to the runs. Like
you have the the people to watch out for, and then you have the stats on them and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
It's like it's real.
The year that I did
storylines.
The year that I did sideline announcing, I had a huge respect for the staff that did all the like statisticians and stuff like that. Yeah, and I got tossed in there. I mean,
I did that role when we got fired from Ride. I got offered that researcher role at X Games, and I was in this policy of like, do not turn down money because you have no idea when any money is ever going to come to you ever.
Right.
And so I said yes, and then by the time X Games rolled around, like our BMX was going, and I was like, fuck, like, like I was trying to juggle everything.
But it was impressive. They gave us this packet of stuff with really interesting stats about X Games, about each of the riders and all this stuff, and it was cool because it helped you do your job and helped you have backup things to talk about. But man, nothing compares to, I mean, I was so nervous, just like I'm sure you were, like starting that and having no experience myself, them just like being like, here's a microphone, just go. And but hearing the, you have like a earpiece in, right?
Yeah.
Hearing someone else talk while you're talking and all of that kind of stuff like that, you just need practice. And I had none, it was really hard. I don't know. Was it like that for you? Did you
I've done like hundreds of fucking podcasts. It was so just like, boom, like,
yeah.
But I had people
during
talking
this, this broadcast, did you have like someone else in your ear? Like, all right, Dennis, wrap it up in 10 seconds.
Oh, I had to like, all right, in 15, we're going to commercial. I'm like, and Jack Early, blah, 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 blah. And he's like 15, 14. I have to like wrap it up to the zero.
Oh,
you
totally.
count down and you end it, poosh, and it goes to commercial. It's like, fuck yeah, though, when you do it right. You're like, that was so sick. And every time like me and Scotty and Jimmy are like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, they're killing it, we're killing it. It's super cool.
That's cool to hear.
And shout out to X Games, because seeing it behind the scenes, like I've been doing this shit for like, I don't know how long I've been in X Games, like almost 20 years, like since I was 16 or something. And I never knew until this year, like that other side of it. It's really, it's a fucking
they
crazy
take you into
show.
the trucks and stuff with the million TVs and all the like.
Where the producer is pointing at the angles, and
it's nuts.
when they start,
and it's brutal in there. Like they're
savage. Yeah, he's yelling.
Yeah,
I've heard that. I heard that when
I
was in the booth with Scotty, and I assume Jimmy in Minneapolis, because when I did that researcher role, and it was very interesting. Hearing the producer yell at people like "fucking wrong one," like
Scotty is so good at what he does. In Japan, so the Japan one, Scotty's at his parents' house in their basement with his setup there at 3 a.m. And then Jimmy Coleman is in Dallas, Texas. The production crew's in California, and they're sending the footage from Japan, and it's all live. And so Scotty said during, I think it was Park, he had a Japanese guy that didn't know he was on air with Scotty in Scotty's ear the whole time. And they couldn't cut that guy out, or they had to cut Scotty and they would have lost him. So the whole, I think it was Park Broadcasting, one of the whole broadcast, he's in his parents' basement by himself trying to be excited while there's some guy speaking in Japanese talking to his friends the whole time in Scotty's ear while the other people are in Scotty's other ear.
That is nuts.
So like shout out to Scotty because he's been doing it for a long time and he's so fucking good at what he does. Like
I wouldn't even be able to talk.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you're at 3 a.m. and your parents, like, it's just so weird, like, to not be like to know that's how they did it for the Japan thing. You're like, you guys are insane.
Yeah.
Like,
That excitement.
Because I had the vibes and everything.
And there's no refilming, it's like Mom Spaghetti right here. It's just one shot. That's it.
Let's run through.
Shout out to speaking of that run,
to Jordan.
Shout out to Jordan because a run like that being so tech, just doing all that stuff in one run it just would have been unheard of before this. And it's cool to see that. It's cool to see it appreciated. Kind of like you said, you're like, this crowd in Salt Lake is loud. Like I think you said this on the air, Dennis. You're like, you can tell they're BMXers. They know what they're watching because they're cheering for all the right stuff. So that's cool to see too.
Yeah, the technical aspect is I feel like is lost on on people in the crowd a bit, but it's like you get people. I think they booed when Boyd's score came up. And it's like he bobbled. I know he did the backflip grind and stuff like that or whatever.
No, Boyd's score actually was really high for how much he bobbled. If he would have stomped that, Boyd would have been fucking hard to beat.
Yeah,
Boyd's score was really high,
and that's the thing with these two. It's like
two things, and he would have been up there.
Yeah.
It's like, how did they ride during that 45 seconds?
Of course,
not what they're capable of.
Yeah.
I do not know exactly what this is. Probably some savagery.
This is dirt.
He's got the momentum. What? Bump of no off.
And one more, Ryan.
Third runs a charm. He said it right. No one does. There you go again. You see how confident. Does anyone do that? Nobody does.
Insane, obviously. It's crazy. Somebody commented like, "Oh, he won 2 X Games gold medals without doing a single pivot or bar spin."
Let me just make this run real proper.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Still over there chatting. We go back up to the top of the order here. He was in the medals. He's now one spot out, sitting at 4th.
Justin Dowell, Redemption.
I'm obsessed with that flare transfer. That is so
obviously off a monster coming. Had the thing where he got,
was that this year?
Off a monster this year. Obviously Monster sponsors the event. He doesn't get invited. He makes some posts on the internet. And then he does end up on the stage in the game, and he fucking wins it. And he was cool. I filmed a bunch, and I just couldn't put together like another park practice video, but it kind of showed that he was like a normal human. He's like, maybe people stop talking shit on me on the internet. And it's like, and it's sick. Yeah, he killed it, and I don't think anybody was really complaining too much. There's always people that I think like Rim is fucking insane. Literally
going to the moon like Rim does always.
He didn't do a single trick in practice.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, he flared the quarter a couple of times. He did not do a single bar spin. He did not do a single.
Right before his runs, though, he was doing
right before bars. Right before his runs,
he was going crazy.
During practice, he did not do a single fucking trick. He literally just was like Chris Fox airing the quarters. Da-dunk.
He's probably jet lagged. Coming this way sucks.
But he still
when you go east,
he still. I mean, even
it was like shit for like 3 days.
Maybe,
really,
maybe, yeah.
How beautiful was that flare triple bar spin?
Fucking insane. Fucking insane. So.
I don't even know how high he was like.
But yeah,
to the moon.
Great park event. And then we get this.
2, 3. That's a make. That is a make.
That is a make and dirty.
Wild.
Right there.
So this was like, judging a lot of events and stuff, seeing a lot of, being around BMX for as long as I have, I see a lot of crazy shit. And I could probably speak on behalf of all the judges at this. Like, we were legitimately scared of everything everyone was doing. I mean, just we were just like, I hope everyone makes it out of this, which they did. I mean, relatively, everyone was able to somewhat walk away. But yeah, man, it just was one of those gnarly contests that just kind of keeps seeming to happen every year at X Games, like especially the best trick stuff. It's just getting crazier and crazier. But it's interesting with this. So a hypothetical came up that I've never really thought about before.
Can I have one? Let me get a light. I'll have a beer.
A hypothetical popped up that there's lots of different scenarios in judging that we think about or that have happened that you've had to assess and whatever, but never have. So I was thinking, our Willie, there was a few guys that were battling for the triple flip that all had it in mind. Our Willie did that on his, was it third run. Anyway, so Tui was also ended up trying it after our Willie had already pulled it. And we were, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, what would, so if, obviously I can't judge anything until I see it. So like if Tui were to also have done a triple flip, it just depends on who does it better, who does it higher, who lands better. Never have I thought about comparing two tricks in this way as far as like, because obviously in BMX in the industry, we give respect to whoever did it first, or like we always give respect to like whoever does something first, pulls something first, whatever. And in this case, our Willie did it first chronologically. Granted, Tui, had he pulled it, would have done it in the same contest. Maybe he would have done it higher, maybe not. Maybe he would have pulled it cleaner, maybe not. But in what scenario would, like, I guess all other things equal, say they did it, they both landed exact same at the exact same height, all this stuff, would you give it to the person who did it first? Like, would that come up because we value that in BMX so much? Like, if two people do the same trick, do you do it? Do you give it to the person who does it first? Obviously, first thing you're thinking about is who does it better, or who, like, if Tui
did it and then kept going through the section. Would that beat Ryan? And it's like,
it's a good question.
And it's like probably, and that would suck for dude. I just did that first,
right? He like opened up because opening that door is always so much harder. It's always so much harder to open the door.
But they do triples on nitro all the time.
I don't think so. I think when if I was one of those guys in the roll, and like I was saying, if I was to be doing a double backflip bar or something, and someone else did it, I would be like, I don't give a fuck that guy did it, because I do it my way and it's different. It's not like, I really did it, now we know it's easy. It's not like that. It's not like the first guy to go through the trails or the first guy to hit the rail. It's a whole different thing.
But I think you've still seen someone do it. There's something to be said for something that you haven't seen someone do it. I don't know. I know that a lot of us BMX riders are visual learners, and when we see something, we're like, okay, that can be done.
I guess in that instance, though, they had both done triple flips several times, but that would definitely be interesting. Yeah, and I think Tui's mentality was like, all right, he kind of landed like shit and shot off the side. If I do it cleaner, I win.
When you look at it, though,
he just straight up just wanted to do it. I'm sure he just wanted to do it for him.
What the contest is, it's a best trick contest. Whoever's trick was the best. It doesn't matter about all this other stuff that you're like adding in. You're adding in like a lot of stuff that doesn't matter.
But it's, I guess never have I judged the best trick contest where two people have done the same trick.
Okay, I think you're just overcomplicating it like crazy though, because none of that stuff matters.
But it only that only matters if two people are doing the same trick, which just doesn't happen usually. No. So that's why I was like, oh, I got to kind of prepare my brain for this next time now, because I just have always been so used to comparing two separate tricks.
I think you just judge it on
who does it better.
Yeah. Because like you said, yes, all that other stuff, but really like that doesn't change anything. Jay's still gonna do the triple flip like when he's ready. Are really doing it might have fucked him up. Think about it that way too.
Yeah.
That might have screwed with him too. Yeah. And on the others, the defense of what you're saying.
True.
That could have made him like, fuck, like changed it because he wanted to do it first. It might have screwed his momentum up. It might have made his energy worse. Really. I'm not saying that happened at all.
Yeah.
But there's a defense to that.
For sure.
But I totally understand what you say, like where you're getting
Jay's.
Yeah.
So he actually pulled it. He just
dude, he's
he would have been so much better off if that other lip hadn't been there.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. He's such an animal. That was such a gnarly slam. I can't believe he's like
24 feet to flat, basically.
That's 34 feet.
Yeah.
Man, one of the most beautiful tricks too, was Tui's just single flip Superman Secret.
Love Tui's run.
There you go. I shot the photo.
Yes, dude, look at that. It's so fucking crazy. And
photo.
And he just goes so high, man.
Yeah,
Tui's the man.
Let me see if
he really is that good.
Did I? Where?
Shout out for Jay. Just
dude, he's so sick.
He's so sick. He's given so much of his health to BMX. Heals up, comes back even stronger. Just for so long.
Yeah.
He's like priming, you know, like he's gonna be like 45 still doing it with the most injuries, but
like where they're coming down and being at like ground level from those like mountainous jumps, right?
Yeah.
You just the speed that everyone's coming down with, but like when Tui comes down, you can almost just feel like his G-forces.
He took a crank on the triple, and that was like
real one.
Yeah.
That's what he's been since he's a little kid.
That's a different version.
I like
of
that
it,
photo.
Oh, that's so sick.
Where's the good one?
Since he's a little kid, he just like riding Cam White's jumps and stuff. He's always been so comfortable on big jumps. Like he's like
there it is.
Loves it.
Yeah,
I was pretty happy with that one. Those trees were, I mean, from the photo nerd aspect, those trees were fucking killing me.
Just like made them work.
It just made everything.
Yeah.
It made the whole set.
You nailed it right
hard to
there.
shoot. Yeah, that was pretty much it. But so let's rip through the rest of these. We got Hannah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Women's contest was sick too, man. Like
I agree. It's one of those that another thing like best trick, like they got to figure out. Like they're getting there to where eventually it's going to be like 8 people, or hopefully they add more 8 women that are like everyone could win it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep getting sicker and sicker, and it's showing. They've already stepped it up so much compared to last year.
Dude, that crowd was fucking.
And this contest too is such an awesome display, like of women's BMX riding in general, because it's, and I always say this, it's beautiful to me that women's BMX riding it's obviously blossomed, like exploded over the last 10 years. There's been the trick level, everything, and seeing them all go in their own direction and their own personality. It's not like a follow the leader or copycat sort of scenario.
They're not all
it's
after
like,
Hannah.
No, right. And they all have like gone like, oh, I'm going to go high and be stylish, and and I'm going to do this and do that. Like I feel like they've all kind of like gone in their own direction and pushed it in their own way. And I always think that's the coolest thing about it, that if you're a girl who shows up to that contest and you're like, oh, maybe I want to ride BMX, like you have a buffet of incredible riders to look up to.
Yeah, but I have all of them.
Yeah, it's just so cool that it happened that way.
And then Kevin.
All day, baby, for Pat. Come on.
Oh,
that was perfect.
Good call out there.
Yep.
He called it out in his helmet right before he dropped in.
Oh,
Just completely wrecking himself.
And the slam he took before that, was like straight shin to the coping.
This was so sick. The last event of the weekend out of all the X Games, it fucking made BMX look as sick as it really is. It was so sick.
But he did it after just completely wrecking himself on the last attempt.
Yeah, his foot blew off on that first one, dude, and it was like along for the ride, and it just got worse and worse and worse as he went down. It was so bad. I don't know where that clip is, unfortunately, but
go back and watch the whole contest.
Yeah, I mean,
watch all the X Games contests. They're fucking awesome.
Does Kevin wear shin guards?
He does sometimes.
There you go.
I was wondering that.
He might not have been there.
There's my photo of it. So
sick.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Pretty fucking. And then I guess
and just came into the quarter pipe, obviously so perfect, just straight down,
dude.
So good.
There she is. Yeah.
This is cool too, showing the swagginess of the rollout.
Yeah.
Look at how like dipped he is on that.
He did it perfect.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Boom.
One of the best tricks I've ever seen with my own eyes. That was SLC.
Yeah,
and
SLC
then,
went hard.
Yeah.
Go back. All of it's on YouTube now.
Yep. And then, so that was events that happen, events that are coming. Banks Jam we already discussed. We got BMX Day in San Diego, which we posted the flyer for, which we have said many times on here. So Saturday the 19th at the Claremont Park, giving away 5K, downtown San Diego. Locations to be determined. Giving away another 5K.
Sick.
So come get some money from me, tax free. Don't tell anybody. And
awesome.
it'll be fucking good. We're going to figure out the spots this weekend. I mean, there's no point in figuring out the spots months early because shit changes.
Right.
So I think we have the starting location, which is always the hardest thing, and then we just go from there and figure out the spots. And
18 days away.
Yeah, keep those
really happening.
Keep that mind open on what's going to go down. So
it's awesome that it's 2 days as well.
Yeah.
So sick.
and then some.
So sick.
I mean, what do you think? Should I mention the thing on Saturday night?
What thing on Saturday night? At the BMX day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know about it?
Yeah.
I'll say it. It's not announced, but Fiend premiere Saturday night.
Okay.
Saturday night at a theater in San Diego. I'm sure they will be announcing it very soon as well, but we're about an hour and 40 minutes into the podcast. I feel safe to say that we're doing not only a Fiend premiere, but Grant's Lead by Example videos premiering too. So,
damn, that's going to be a sick
Saturday,
night.
Claremont Jam, fucking 2 amazing videos premiere. Sunday, Street Jam, and then we'll have an after party, of course. But,
dude,
but yeah,
awesome.
So
Weekend.
Yep.
Good ass weekend for sure. So
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Come on down. Stay in San Diego for life. It's the best place ever.
Might as well.
Kaczynski is here now too.
Yeah.
Happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. I heard Boyd talking about it today. Let's just move here. Urban Sessions in Brussels is going down like right now. This weekend, I think. Kevin was supposed to go, but did not. And then
we were riding with him today.
Yep. And then Lacey's Jam in Overground.
This is going to be really, really sick.
Yeah.
I know he's making sure it's going to be sick. You know, Lacey doesn't... Another one of those guys that's not putting out bullshit.
Yep.
Same with his event. He's going to make this so rad.
Do you remember the first bakery contest, the Chad Curley one?
Yep.
So we had a rail hop there as like a secret obstacle that we unveiled like as like the last obstacle of the contest.
You did so good with those events.
Thank you.
One of the six events.
He asked for the dimensions of that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I swore I had it somewhere, and all I had was photos. So I was like, oh, you can guess, but like, here's me standing.
good
here's
enough.
me standing next to it. I'm this height.
I'm 6'2".
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. Oh, I hope I didn't.
Is it
ruin a
July
surprise.
right now?
No. Okay.
It was June. So this is happening
this weekend.
Yo.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Three obstacles.
it's crazy because they don't celebrate July 4th.
He's got Mexican food in
Mexican food.
England. Yeah, Lacey. I love it.
Why don't they celebrate July 4th like us?
Yeah, right?
Sorry, that was just dumb American jokes. Dude, I thought I had something else to say, but I guess not.
That was a good American joke.
That was good.
Yeah, it was.
I appreciate.
20 years of Colony.
Everybody celebrates America's birthday.
July 11th. Worldwide premiere of their new team video. Got info there. Open to the public. Park Jam, and then so they're going to build some extras there. And then they're doing the Hard Yards Invitational, which, I mean, honestly, the date, it makes it a struggle. But after riding Clint's backyard ramp, it's one of the best ramps I've ever ridden because it's like, it's just like 6 feet. It's like OB on crack made out of metal. You know, it is fucking awesome.
It looks like there's so many options for something fun.
And
anybody can be like, oh, I like that setup. I like this setup.
Yeah.
20 years. That's incredible.
20 years
Shout
of
out to
Colony,
Clint.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then 30 years of X Games. We got 40 years of Odyssey. BMX is getting old. It's pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, shout out to Colony. Full length video coming out soon. I'm sure they'll premiere it shortly after that. Early 2000s Ranch Jam. Shout out.
These ones always look cool.
To James, who put the link in bad.
James, what up?
But yeah, not for a while. I believe it's in like September or something. Fast and Loose Jam in Colorado on the 11th.
Shout out to Chris Fox.
Yeah,
you're the man. It's going to be really cool. 2 of Chris's local bowls in the same town.
And then the Frisco Dirt Park, right?
And it's all right next to each other.
Yeah. So this will be amazing. And then we obviously have Pond Fest this weekend happening. I wanted to go so bad, but after the last week and other responsibilities, I just can't.
That one's cool because you can do Pond Fest, and if you're just can go for it. You
Yep.
can do back-to-back weekends stay in
Yep.
Colorado and have a good old summer break.
So here are previously mentioned stuff. Hopefully everything got copied over. But Pond Fest, Hall of Fame ceremony, flat event in somewhere. But all these will be in there. Ohio BMX Trail Series, another flat event, Huff Jam, Hard Yards, which you mentioned. Hammer and Nails Fest is coming. Prime Minister of the Streets. We got Battle of Hastings and Nora Cup in September. Terry Adams has a documentary dropping and a jam that he's doing in New Orleans on the 20th. Feast Shanghai, Feast Japan. Fucking
So
hell.
much good shit.
A lot of shit that I will should probably turn down to go to. Videos. Let's rip through these. We'll just do like a minute on all of them. Lorenzo Mesa always kills it. 28 seconds, I think it said. Didn't have the chance to watch this one. I probably watched about half the videos on here, but
I watched it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Lots of lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting hard tricks.
That was sick.
Nice.
So, like I said, we're going to try and keep these a little bit short just to cut it down. But the whole goal here is that all of these videos are the ones that we think you should watch. I would say I have the gas bar video is a fucking mind melter. So this Richie Freeman.
Nice. Oh, that was sick.
Yeah. Just, cutty spots,
yep.
cool fucking
it,
pole jams, and then...
Oh, look at that greasy one. That was good.
That was fucking...
That was sick.
Where's he from? Or where are most of
That's
the
my
spots?
favorite question on the podcast.
Sorry.
Well, Brian, he was born in 1986.
It's clearly East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Anaheim. I'm pretty sure that's Anaheim. Looks just like Anaheim.
Yeah, definitely Orange County.
But yeah, that was fucking amazing. There's about
Richmond, Virginia.
There you go. 2.5 more minutes, 3 minutes of kind of the same vibe there. So definitely give that a watch. Rickson, 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
You know what you're getting with Dan Kruk. Badass footy. Song was crazy. Listen to it.
I heard people somebody giving him shit in Salt Lake about it.
Like Brian was saying earlier, you gotta try different stuff sometimes. Definitely no one is using this kind of music. And I would assume...
That was cool.
Whoa. Yeah, that was tripping me out for a second.
Yeah.
Video's crazy. Dan never disappoints. Always puts out the goods.
Yeah.
And I would like to assume it's maybe some leftover stuff from... I mean, none of this should be ever considered leftover, but it might be because they're about to put out Grant's video, and they're like, let's make a little Rickson part, 2.5 minute banger.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Grant was stayed in my hotel room in Salt Lake, and he was just like laying sideways, just like kind of. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Editing the video." Like you can just lay there for like 45 minutes and edit. Like, how do you? I feel like I would need to be like, put the headphones on, turn the light, and lock the door and be like, I'm here for 8 hours now.
Yeah.
Like he can just dip in and dip out, I guess. I'm like, you're
what is that Forever Young video? That's not Gary's video. But it's the same name. No, it's not.
No.
It just copied his video name. Sorry.
Blasphemy.
Okay.
Oh, it's just old guys. Shout out to them.
Fuck yeah. No, shout out to this. Forever Young Pump Track Edit.
That's
hell yeah. Hey, shout out to the algorithm delivering that.
Yeah.
Shout out to this song. Taking
Look
the
at
podcast
this.
out.
Fucking wizard.
You might need to turn the song down.
Yeah, well, I'm turning a lot of songs down,
Okay,
honestly.
you're editing
So,
this, okay.
yeah.
Oh, this is sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right.
We don't got pump tracks like that.
We do.
We do?
There's one.
Soon, right?
There's a Velo going.
Is it gonna
in
look like that though? That
in
one's
in
nice.
Spring Valley.
They don't build them like that around here. Is that which one do we got that looks anything like that?
It's not open yet. It's in Spring
But
Valley.
that's the same company.
I think
Like with
so.
the-
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Velo Solutions makes.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well,
Yeah,
this one
that
does
one
look
looks
different because it
sick.
doesn't have the red accent. So
Oh,
what's
right,
that?
right.
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah,
cool.
it's got a name there.
That one's
Yeah.
got.
But yeah, we are getting
that's
one
Hurricane,
or two.
or H tracks. Yeah.
Shout out to
That's
these
tight.
guys. Pump track at it. Forever Young. H
Okay.
tracks.
Yeah,
the-
Kruk, man, Kruk is always.
Yeah.
He's always got I love his like how every time he's got something new, but his like lateral, all of his lateral grind stuff is like so insane, so next level.
This, I think I had this in the list already, but we got called out in the comments for not posting or not talking about this last month. So I'm using this as an example for, hey, if you leave a comment about something that we missed, I will at least consider it. So I had this in here already though, but or maybe I added it right away so I didn't forget, but I saw the screenshot again today. So overall good riding, some spot nerd shit in here for sure.
Like look at this place.
Yeah.
What? Come on. This is so awesome.
Yeah. He rips this thing too. Blah.
Man. Shout out to those architects and shout out to those dudes for finding it and shredding it.
So kills it all around, you know. So definitely worth a watch. 7 minutes long, shot
it's the same
really
dude
well
the whole time?
I'm pretty sure.
I watched this. I know for sure he went to France. Maybe it's in the description too, but
Sick. I wasn't expecting the 180 bar after the
after the rip.
transition clip.
yeah.
So very
yeah.
cool the whole time. So
Good riding, great spots.
yeah. I don't.
Well, thanks for
know.
redoing it because I didn't see that. That
Yeah.
one slipped
So
by
it's
me.
on. It'll be. If you want to watch the whole
I have to watch
thing
that one.
on there. Alex in Kazakhstan.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone go to Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan is a huge country.
Yeah.
I was looking at it when this came out, checking it out on maps. You're like, what the fuck is Kazakhstan? It's like underneath Russia, above the Middle East, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And then just
some rad spots. I love this too because you've been to so many different countries. Anytime you go somewhere new, your street eyes like change.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And just obviously Alex is just gonna murder anything, but they actually had legit spots there.
Yeah.
And
untouched probably. Or there's really good riders from Kazakhstan actually, but
really good riders everywhere. It's crazy.
I think Alex
still.
would have killed it at the Salt Lake X Games course.
Yeah.
By the way,
Alex will kill it on any.
he will. He will.
anything.
But I was like, I had a thought at a point where I was like, I feel like if Alex was here, he could fucking win this thing.
yeah.
So shot really cool. Peter Adam did an amazing job. Alex always kills it. We have another Alex video that we are going to drop next week, and then I hear he has another part, or maybe more than that. So he has been on a fucking tear.
Alex.
Psyched to see that.
No one
Rumble
does it like him.
Yep. Rumble in Richmond.
He just dropped that crazy part, the still same or whatever.
Yeah.
That part is so fucking.
That was
good.
last. Yeah, that was last Nora Cup, and it
Oh,
was
that
like,
part is so good.
So some highlights from Rumble in Richmond. I don't think we got official ones last month. Did you do? You didn't do the news last month, did you? Demo did. Yeah. I just realized that.
Shout out to Crandall.
Yeah.
This always looks
Dude, it looked
so
like the turnout was
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
K-Rock Jr.
Sick.
Nyquist put a show on out here.
Did he?
Yeah.
Dude. Darting out there.
Oh.
Nyquist did so many crazy tricks.
Oh, is that Mason?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Look at that, dude. That's so crazy.
Dude, he is.
Whoa.
I love Mason, but I ain't ever seen him land the front foot down. I swear. That thing haunts him. Yeah.
I want to thank you all for coming out, supporting these events, helping get kids on bikes and bringing the stoke to Richmond. Thank you all. It is my life's greatest privilege to spend these events with all of you out here, the riders, the spectators, and everybody.
Shout out to
Thank you all
Crandall.
so much. I
Yep.
love you all.
He's the man.
Yep.
Subscribe to Crandall's Patreon. It's on radshare.com. You can you get free coffee with it.
Nice.
Not really, but radshare I don't know, what is it? It's RadShare this, and then you can just you can buy some coffee, and then you go ahead and you subscribe. And you can choose the setting once a month, once a week, every 15 days. You get a little discount with it. I do 3 bags a month.
Nice.
So, and I get a handwritten little Crandall note, and I know that every single month, some money from me goes to Steve Crandall, which is like a nice little bonus.
And you get good coffee.
So,
Absolutely.
and I get good
You're
coffee.
probably saving money.
Yeah, probably,
that
because
coffee's
you go to,
good as like a really good coffee shop.
Exactly. Yeah, and you go to the store,
saving
and
money and time and supporting Crandall.
Exactly.
I need to do this.
It's cool, dude. Like I get motherfucking FBM stickers every month, basically. Like
Damn.
It's fucking cool. Like a little handwritten note from Crandall. You're like, don't fuck up, Crandall. You know, like it's awesome. I try and preach this every time Crandall's name comes up, but it's a cool little thing that they have on there. So go ahead and do that. Radshare.org. I said .com earlier. Radshare.org. And then Higher Streets of Columbia, 546. We're going pretty fast, right?
I don't think so.
Nah, fuck.
That's fine. It's been a good month. It's entertaining.
Yeah. So Higher officially announced We Make Things shoe brand. And they took Milky, Preston, Okert, and oh my God, my brain. I am sorry.
Riley Smith?
Riley Smith, yeah. Chastised for that one. I don't remember
Sick
anybody.
video.
Columbia. Yeah.
Medellin.
Spots there are nuts
Yeah.
too.
I mean, this feeble popover is like understated how fucking wild it looks.
Ooh.
Using a song with some emotion too.
Yeah, Archie edited this. He's been killing it lately.
This was so sick.
Yeah, this is
so sick.
Oh, wow.
That was so fucking dope.
That was so sick.
That was.
It doesn't really get any better than that. That was beautiful. Well,
maybe you get a little puke afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah. Preston in full battle gear.
Damn.
So the whole video's fucking sick. The banger, it's sick that they all got like 3 fucking hammers that could have gone either direction, you know, like this one is last. You're like, that makes sense. All of them make sense at the end. So very cool. They have shoes, I think, coming soon.
No, I think they dropped it all together. Like the shoes.
Are the shoes out?
Maybe I was just hanging out with Milky when this dropped.
Yeah.
And he was wearing the shoes. Maybe
Oh,
that's
yeah.
him.
Yeah. 75 euros. The euros? Yeah. Crypt. So give them some plugs.
BMX shoe company.
Yeah. And Low Tech definitely ain't coming back. I'm sure. Does Tip own Low Tech? Because I always heard the hint of like Low Tech coming back. Or does
No
Rich
idea.
own it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea, but
Afterthought.
you got Vans supporting BMX and now Higher. So
Yep.
that's sick. Everyone else is pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, Adidas.
Oh, yeah.
Adidas is sponsoring
That's
BMX Day. Shout out to them. Appreciate
Good
that.
call.
Yeah.
I forget they do,
So,
and they support the hell out of those boys. So.
Demo and Colin
Yeah.
and Brad.
Yep.
So
now there's at least. Oh, and damn, what's that one shoe company that's sick? There's a bunch I'm missing. I'm an idiot. SCG.
SCG's been around.
They're
yeah.
cool. As
They're
fuck.
like the original one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they've been around forever.
Yeah.
They're cool as fuck, and I'm probably missing a couple, but these ones look good, and they got a good team. They're doing cool stuff. I like going to, like they just picked Medellin, made a sick video. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool way to bang it off.
Ross Dunbar, 55 seconds. Oh,
This was sick.
yeah. Next clip.
Bro.
Ooh, damn.
That was crazy. So then he does like another.
He does a gigantic rail with that front tire bump
he
too.
does he does a tap to crook and then a giant rail.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the tap to crook I
Yeah.
forgot about too.
It's after this. Fuck, I may have missed it, but
That's a big one. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that's...
We'll just do the big one. But there's a tap to crook in here, too. That trick is...
It's wild.
it made Dennis go, ugh. It's spooky, right?
It's Alex D. Crook.
Yeah. Just seems like it could go so
Oh,
bad.
did Alex
Yeah.
crook that thing? Yeah, he did.
Pretty sure, and it was in the last video.
Ooh. That is a large and in charge. Someone needs to feeble that ledge with metal pegs.
Yeah.
That was a
was
sample.
sick.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love that too because it's bigger, burlier stuff. Like maybe stuff you don't see as much of these days. So.
Yeah. I'll do the first clip first on this.
Oh man,
Is this?
this was so beautiful. Like
That.
like of all the ways to use that, like never
Yeah.
would have thought of that, and he made it look so sick. He's so tasteful with like his spot selection, trick selection, everything.
That would be the way you would expect him to do it.
Yeah, which is still rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. This too,
Yeah.
like nose around a curved wall, basically, or berm.
It has this mix of like relatively like burly stuff, which I don't necessarily think of Gaspar in that way, and then he just has like these like magic fucking put your nose like just balance shit that is fucking insane.
Cool to see fresh spots you don't see very
Yeah.
often too.
Down to
That
the
was
wall.
Awesome.
Down to the ground rather. But yeah, whole edit is cool. There's
and the banger, he does like the 360.
Yeah, do we show the banger?
Let's do it.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's not the banger either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's crazy with the nose manual stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just sick. Like
real time is
never
like
would have thought about. Yeah.
That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to BSD too.
Yeah.
Always doing it after one part after another.
we have Killian Reichmeyer and Keely Felix. And then they got some friends in here, so I don't know exactly who this is, but this was the clip.
That was rad.
Yeah.
Proper.
So keep it moving quick, but there's a couple more minutes, and it is a cool ass edit overall. Act like you know. Do you know whose phone number that is? Call it, Brian.
Should I?
Do it. He said, should I? Might as well.
Yeah.
What time is it on the East Coast? It's
Doesn't
late.
matter.
All right. Yeah, I mean they're putting it out there. I'll give it a shot.
It's Robbie.
Imagine.
Dropping in.
Some speaker.
Damn.
Fuck.
It's the spot directory. It's like an operator service that tells you where any spot is.
Right.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
Oh.
person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When
Whoa.
That was sneaky.
Hi, this is Brian Fudger with the Unclicked podcast. Call me back. Thanks,
It's Brian Kaczynski. Perfect.
Awesome. Those guys are always.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. As a lover of cool spots, crusty spots, love watching those videos.
Mr. Mealman. What was the time code? Bottle Boy. Bottle Kids. I think the code was 150, but
that is a crazy rail I've never seen before.
Yo.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see Duster to hard.
Yeah, Duster to hard 180. Shout out to Zach.
Yeah, that was dope.
A bunch more 2-minute edit. We watched like 20 seconds, so I already forgot these. 10:45. So this is Robin. Can you say he grew up with
Robin Slutemaker? That's who that was? That's what I thought that was.
Yeah. He grew up in Bay Area with Christian, right?
Yeah. Him and Christian and Connor went to the same school.
Yeah. Lives in Taiwan now.
He's all over the place.
Yeah.
But
funny, I thought that. I was like,
he showed us
like
around
Robin.
Taiwan when we were there.
Yeah, he's the man.
So I guess this is behind the scenes, maybe. I haven't watched this yet. So Robin emailed, but I just let the dudes handle. So
I think he went to school with them, or he's just like really good friends with them in the same little area, something. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. I was just trying to figure it out, but it's on here. I haven't. This is one of the ones I haven't seen, so I apologize for not knowing more. But 15 minutes, and Robin always kills it. So honorable mentions: Johnny Devine for S&M, and Linda Grabner and Ethan Courier guest list at the Odyssey ramps. United Joe Embre 15.4. We got your video Odyssey in Texas.
That was fun. A little behind the scenes look at filming for a full length video.
Yep. And then Aiden Reed, a young dude that I've seen at a couple of times at the Triple Challenges. And he went to Swamp Fest and stuff this year. He's kind of got like a all around part. He's got a couple of street clips in here, some dirt stuff, ramp stuff. So it's cool to see, kind of that vibe from somebody. So
he's gone to a lot of those USA BMX contests, and he's killing it. But he's especially now, you can tell he's been riding with Nick Bruce a lot. He's like boosting super high on ramps. It's awesome.
And then last one, I feel like we're doing good. I feel like we've only been recording for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and we didn't start.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whip manual down this. I didn't really get the chance to. Oh, that same one.
Oh, that whip manual.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I can find it.
That was so unexpected. Johnny's clips are unexpected too. When I saw Johnny post a Smith hard truck, I'm like, does anyone else do that?
Yeah.
Really? And then Garrett just did it in his X Games run. I was like, oh, Garrett does. There it is.
Oh, yeah, the whip manual drop.
There. Yeah.
That was
so
badass. That was from, I think, a clip from one of his video parts.
Dang.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better
I was
than that.
not expecting that either.
Jeremy with this at the...
Yeah, this is super sick. Especially knowing what a bust that spot was. Apparently he got lucky that day.
It's all good now. It's open for business.
That's what I've been hearing now. I was like,
it's like a skate
because I actually hit him up. I was like, how long did you get there? Because that place is
no, it's all
locked
good.
down.
It's not even like
I think he said they left on their own accord that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's crazy how perfect he landed too. Look at the front wheel.
So sick.
Yep.
Damn, there's
3
banger instant clips in a row.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that was dope, Jeremy.
Rail ride drop.
Oh, this one. This is dope.
Too much
keeps going.
Way too much time to
going.
think about that for me. Fuck. No bar house.
Super sick.
That was awesome.
Dove. I don't think this list is all that complete this month, but it's okay. I don't. Just Dove doing Dove things.
Boyd told me that he's like living in Europe now.
Oh, really?
At least for like the time being.
Working on a van.
Which would be cool. Just probably hitting all those jams.
Yeah.
He can do everything.
Yeah, he is so fucking good.
Little futuristic dude.
Yep.
Style and all the tricks.
Yep.
Yo.
Okay, I did not expect that.
I didn't know he could do those.
He does them cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this was awesome.
Oh. You say dipshit?
I don't know.
He's a beast.
Yeah. The Wise Up video from the Wise Up video, that was so good.
Yeah.
We were just talking about half calves before we started recording.
Yeah.
Before we started recording tonight.
That was a proper one.
Definitely a beastly one.
Damn, dude. Then I thought this was cool. These are my add-ons here at the end.
Oh, Ian. Hell yeah.
I looked up his age, according to Google. 56.
56. Wow.
Yeah. Born in 69.
Wow. Hell yeah, Ian.
Pretty fucking cool to see.
Yep.
Matt P. out in Florida. I thought this was pretty trippy. So filmed this line 10 years ago, refilmed it, and it's like pretty damn like on point with the hat and everything.
Wow, that is crazy. It's almost like one of them looks like a video. They look like it's like a video game.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
The top one does.
Pretty.
That's cool.
Pretty freaky, honestly.
It is.
Like it.
That's awesome.
Last one.
yeah, it's like as soon as you look at one, then whatever's above it or below it looks like the video game.
Yeah.
It's so weird. That's
Pretty
dope.
funny. This one, I think this one popped up randomly. Just a few dads having a crack at my 40th.
Oh.
You could tell some of those dudes do not belong.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah. That is sick. It's such a good little roll in to get anyone to try something.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh my God. Oh.
The top comment is, did anybody of those guys make it to work on Monday morning?
That one is crazy.
It's like Bill doing the backflip today.
That was so good.
He did one at the airbag at Claremont, and it
wouldn't have been good if he tried it on a
It would have
resin.
been a knockout. It would have been a knockout. Yeah.
Sick he went for it though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the month of June. I feel like because
Hell of a month.
I was gone for 2 weeks of this year. We're all gone for
This month.
Yeah, you were probably 2 weeks. Yeah, that sums it up. Yeah, I was gone mentally and still am. So yeah, I've gone quite a bit. Dennis was gone quite a bit as well. I assume you moved.
Yeah.
And you were on a trip, at least one trip, probably three. Okay, so
all in 1 month and moved house. It was intense.
A heavy month for all of us, but we did our best, I assume. Is there anything else we're missing?
No, that was good for me because I was checked out. I was gone all month, pretty much. Barely home and got to catch up on BMX. So thank you for the ourbmx, your team, for making this list because my list was non-existent this month. It was great.
It's a hell of a way to kick
you.
off summer too.
Yeah. That's it. BMX Day on the 19th and 20th.
Yeah, that one's gonna go crazy. Tons of stuff coming up.
Yeah, we got North Cup after that and life podcasts. What podcasts do we have lined up?
None.
Brian. We'll do a Brian judging one. Billy Perry texted me while we were doing the podcast about we're doing one. He'll be here on the 16th, so maybe we'll get that done. Mike Brennan also hit me up. We'll be here.
There's probably going to be some sick people here for BMX Day.
Yeah,
Everyone's going to be here for the most part.
That'll be cool. And I'm sure there's other ones that'll pop up as well. So didn't get the Behringer one
keeps
done.
Getting sicker and sicker. That's all right. That was crazy. He was judging.
Yeah,
plenty of stuff going on.
But yeah, thank you for coming, Brian. Thank you.
Thanks
Dennis.
for having me.
Thank you, BMX, and everyone listening out there. We love you.
Thanks,
shout out to Dale's Source. Shout out to Carl at Nowhere for that. That was pretty funny. And see you next time.
Shout out to you, Fudger, for doing the damn thing, putting these lists together and getting it done.
I tried.
Thank you. I almost knocked myself out.